There you go. There you go. You chilling right now, but you gonna warm up later on, though, right? Oh, you got your
I
red do
don't
rag
know.
on. You got your red do rag on tonight. You might be on some red pill, blue pill type shit.
Well, I mean, can you dig it, baby? I mean, you just gotta believe in me, baby. I mean, we can make it happen, baby.
I got it. I'm just trying to check the temperature in the room. Everybody good. Chrissy, what's up with it?
What's going on?
Not much. What you had a good week?
Yep, most definitely.
I ain't gonna ask y'all about your week no more. Sound
Dang.
like y'all had a boring week.
Okay.
I know somebody was outside
And was.
and was okay. Well, shit. Since we're gonna do it like that. Hey, look, first topic. We getting into it, right? All right. So a lot of people like relationship topics. We try to stay away from them as much as possible. But here we go. And I'm gonna start around the panel counterclockwise. Let me move y'all two around and y'all two as well. Here. And yeah, we do it like that. All right, we're gonna start counterclockwise. BMU, I'm coming to you first, Doc. So this one right here, it says when a woman says that when women say they want a man to love them, is this what they really picture? Yep. I saw y'all faces. Ashley, that face you been making the whole time is the face that I made when I first thought of this and saw it myself.
That boy good. That boy good.
Is he good or is he great?
He great. He's
Mhm.
great. That's not what I picture though. The boy's
Okay.
handy. You know, Jesus was a carpenter. The
We're gonna
boy
get to you.
handy.
We're gonna get to you. BMU, start with you, Doc. When women say they want a man to love them, is that what they really picture?
No, he was great, but no, that's not what they picture.
What they picture?
Um, Dead men.
What?
Y'all will catch that in a minute.
I was hoping you would elaborate a little more on that.
Dead men, money,
Mm.
success. Dead men are on all the bills. They're all dead. Success. He has to have a certain status. I don't think him building things. I don't think you. There are a few women out there that would appreciate what he just did, but the right women would appreciate that. But the majority now, I believe, what they see when they see that, it's got to be he has to be successful. I want to be able to brag on him and say he got this, this, and the other, and he flew me out. He got this kind of car. He got this kind of job. Women today really want to have an example of what they want other women to be jealous of based off that. But a good woman would take that for sure.
Okay. RT, what you think?
I think a lot of. Do you hear echo?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's back. Go ahead. Keep talking.
Okay. I think, or what I believe grown women or mature women would definitely appreciate a handyman. I do think mature women uh, would not just want that. I don't think they necessarily just want someone or the dead presidents. I think that they want to be loved, want to feel secure, want to feel safe. I think all of those things just come in like a package. I don't think it's just about money. That's what I think. That's what I believe.
Okay. So before I go to Ronnie Woodham, I'm gonna tell y'all what I was thinking when I saw that video, and the question was posed: is this what women picture when they want a man to love them? It wasn't really about him being handy per se, because I don't really see the average guy out here building shit. It was about him being a super Negro, right? Above and beyond doing the most. Average ain't good enough. He has to go to the moon, bring back a star, and put their name on it. That's why you saw shit, crazy shit like they brought up something where you can buy a star in a motherfucking name to show your love. Right? That like in a minute, we're gonna be adopting aliens as children so that she can be fulfilled. This is what I saw, not just him being handy. So for the rest of the panel, if BMU and RT want to double down on now you get the big picture, because his reference to dead presidents was a really good one. I caught it. And modern times, it makes sense. But for that video, it was all about him being like, oh my God, like working a 9 to 5, bringing home an average check of $47,000 to $52,000 a year, loving on the kids, right? Making sure that he spent time with them, spending time with her, balancing both just as well as she got to balance both. Just being a regular person ain't good enough no more. That was that super Negro building something out of nothing, from a cave to a whole mansion inside of a cave with a man cave and a woman cave all together. So Ronnie Woodham, I bring it on you. BMU threw his church finger up. You good?
Yeah. Let me double back. You're absolutely correct, TMAX. I didn't see it that way. When I said dead presidents, I was on to something, but not on to what you said. And I will say this, and then I'll land the plane very quickly here. He will be able to do all of that, but the question remains: what could she reciprocate on the same level?
And see, I think I'm actually about to correlate that between the two of y'all, because you'll notice he didn't just put a floor in where the main housing was. He insulated it, then he put a floor in, then he sealed it, then he added all kinds of furniture, then designed it, then he went down below. Didn't just put a floor in there either. He fucking insulated the fucking cave down below. And I'm gonna tell you, insulation ain't cheap. So the motherfucker got a lot of damn presidents to get all that material, and apparently a lot of time as well put into it. If he's doing a 9 to 5 and still getting that type of shit done, that motherfucker ain't never sleeping. So
And what would he get in return?
I'm about to say, what is the reciprocal? What is the ROI, right? The return on that investment of getting all the materials.
Something that he...
Who's taking care of the kids while he's building that cave?
That's the... If we're married, if we're a couple, we're both taking care of the children. But if I'm spending thousands of dollars building this cave for you, the only thing that you can give me is pre-owned poom poom that you gave me the day we got married, the day that you, everything that you're giving me is pre-owned. I'm giving you all this new stuff. I'm spending new money. I'm spending all my time. I'm restless. The only thing that you can do, and that's why I believe that men are the prize. Because a lot of people don't know that before the turn of the century, it were the men who were walking down the aisle at weddings and not women. So I believe that the men are the prize, and this is why I say that. He can do all of this and be unique to his woman and let her have everything, let her see something different, let her enjoy it. But can she be new or do something unique for him that has never been done for him before? That's the question.
Gotcha. Hey, before we go to Ronnie Woodham, RT, you made a statement that who's taking care of the children while he's building that mansion or that hut? You can unmute your mic, RT.
Yeah, because of course she works too. So who's taking care of the kids?
Okay. I'll let anybody else.
No.
That's a good observation, right? But there was no women and children there. I'm coming to you, Ronnie. I got you. There was no women and children there. So we're gonna in this scenario assume that she got off work at 5 o'clock from men at work at 5 o'clock and she got the kids. All right, too easy. Go ahead, Ronnie.
Well, I was just gonna say, try not to take the video out of context too much, but I would have had my son down there building with me for one. So I definitely would have been doing that solo dolo, given I have a son, I don't have a daughter. So in retrospect, I probably would still do the same because why not? They only learn what you teach them, the kids. But that's like an applied task, I'd like to say. And not to take any credit away from the work that's behind it. This is why I do try to contribute as much as possible in that regard. I'm very involved. So I won't take that away from you. That's a good point. But there's just something different about teaching the child simple things like sentence instructions and words and numbers, and then measuring tape and some shit and building it and finally supporting it and making sure you got all the means to do all that, and that fridge turn on and the ice, comes out and the water works and, what I'm saying, the clothes are clean and, the house is waterproof and thunderstorms will protect you. The heat works and the AC is functional. There's a lot to all that, and if we got a dip, of course, the car is completely functional. We got 2 vehicles we can dip in at any point and grab a spot somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Like there's a lot to making sure all that's in place versus making sure the child wakes up on time and eats something and learns about the fundamentals, which again, not to take away. I'm involved with that. That's a lot of work. But that's for the child. We're not talking about for the child at this point. We're talking about the man that's doing all that. The question was, what's he receiving in return?
RT, just one sec. RT, I wish for 45 days God would grant me the ability to use his power. And the first thing I would do is snap my fingers like Thanos and say, hey, listen, for 45 days, I want the women and the men to switch position. And I want that woman to go out there and build what he just built. And I want him to sit in the house while she does it. For 45 days, I want the roles to cross, just to cross, just for 45 days, and let's see how the world turns out. They all make it seem like raising children is harder than going out there building that thing, or building that skyscraper, or putting down that concrete, or putting down that road, or putting down that highway, or keeping the nuclear power plants running. Y'all make it seem like parenting is way harder than all those things, and I just wish that we could switch the roles.
All right, RT, anything you want to say back to that before we go to Chrissy?
No, I'm good.
All right, too easy. Chrissy True Blue, the video is on you. What you think?
So yes, women want that. So what I gathered from the video is the man he's setting the foundation. He's setting the foundation. And a lot of women, in order to be in a successful relationship, the man has to set the foundation and the woman follows.
Okay. All right. Beanz, take it away, man. Let us hear what you got to say.
So ask the question one more time so I can respond to it directly.
All right. So from that video that we just watched, the question is, when women say that they want a man to love them, is that what they really picture? And what I broke down of the video is that he has to do the most for as love them. So we took it and we spun it to, and that's another thing. And RT, I was gonna wait until it got all the way back on the panel to me to address that, but I think this is the appropriate time. The minute that when something like this comes up, we quickly say, well, women do it too. I just was speaking to a person this morning about the same certain thing. As soon as we say this is an issue, or is this an issue, or is this an expectation, we'll never get nowhere because we quickly say men do it too, or women do it too. The question is, when women say they want a man to love them, is that what they really picture, Beanz?
No, I don't think so. Because he built that shit with his hands. right? So I think they want you to pay for it. Right? That's what it really is. They want it, they want to have that, but they just want you to pay for it. You know what I'm saying? Like not necessarily build it with your hands. That might take too long. It's just you doing it. You know, women when they want stuff right now. Right? Like they ain't trying to wait. They want it right now. So no, I don't think it's that. I don't think women. I heard a comedian say years ago one of the things that he thought was wrong with relationships is that women don't put men to work as much as they used to. Like their grandfathers and great grandfathers used to, you know, add whole rooms on to the house if it needed to be done, you know. But this is a capitalist consumerist economy built, I think, especially for women. And so I think when they think about love, they're just thinking about how much you can spend for them.
Okay. Hey, one yourself. What you got, homie? Welcome to the panel.
Man, thank you for having me. I just feel like women don't know what they want. They say they know what they want, but I don't think they know what they want because women will say one thing and it could mean the opposite. So they say I think women just want the benefits of stuff, but they don't want to have to reciprocate. They just want to gimme, 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 and take, but not reciprocate.
Okay. Ashley Ferguson, what you think?
So I want to say something right quick. You all were just talking about like the prize. I think initially women were looked at as being the prize because women were courted. And there's a difference from dating and being courted. Women were courted, and that's why they were looked at as the prize. My personal take is that the partnership is the prize. The relationship is the prize. We're both supposed to be gaining from it. That's the prize. That's my take. And as far as the video is concerned, um, I'm gonna have to agree with the guys. And I don't want to come across as the girl that always agrees with the guys. But from my person, I'm gonna speak personally for me, just like right now, right? I know I can't go out there and do that. And I know taking care of these kids, like if I just threw like my kids in it, they 23 and they 19. They wiping their own ass, they making their own pack of noodles. He done been out there bought insulation. Doesn't insulation have glass in it? He done cut the wood, laid the wood, nailed it. I don't, you know what I mean? I don't know what I come out with a cold glass of fresh squeezed lemonade. You know, if you hit your thumb, I'ma kiss your boo-boo and wrap it up. I'm gonna stretch my hand out to you and cover you in that insulation. That glass don't get to you, my God, today. But I don't know who, you know what I mean? Like, how do you honestly, watching that video and just taking it as it is, how do I match that? You know what I mean? Like, I bring something to the table and I really hate that term? Yes. But that man did a wondrous work. So I'm coming with the lemonade, fresh squalls.
Go ahead, Bean.
Yeah, there's one correction I would like to make because this is something that we've been thinking for a long time, right? That women were the prize. They weren't. The men were the prize, right? And here's how we know that. Prizes are earned, not bought. So whether we say the father was selling a daughter to the man, right, or whatever, because that's what was going on a lot, right? This concept of women choosing their own husbands is fairly new, right? Probably 100 years old, maybe, right? So it was a lot of times that the men were the actual prize, right? Now, you could say the men were courting women and things of that nature, right? But at the same time, the men were still the prize. You know how we know? Because when the relationships were over with, who got the kids, BMU? Back in the day, those were considered whose kids? The men's kids, right? Like
The
so,
men's kids.
absolutely, right? When something was wrong with the kids, who did they blame? They blamed the mothers, right? So because the men were considered the prize, right? That's what I'm saying. So it's kind of like we have this idea that it was once something different than it really was. Women became the prize very fairly recently. right? And I think it was to their own doing, right? Their own propaganda, which led to that rhetoric, so to speak, respectfully.
All right, Ashley, was you all wrapped up? Because I don't have. Y'all took every talking point that I wanted to speak on. I agree with majority of what some of everything, a little something of what everybody spoke on. There's only one thing that I wanted to talk about, and that's what Ashley said starting out. Ashley, you don't have to put a disclaimer out there, and I think that's what's wrong with the sister code and all the shit that's going on in the world. It's like if I disagree with the guys and agree with something that the women said, I'm not gonna start off be like, hey fellas, I know y'all can get me for this, but I kind of agree with the ladies. So I think that the disclaimer leaves not the women on the panel, but the rest of the women watching, like, she really want to keep the sister code, but do she? And then they're gonna second guess your actual talking point. Do she really agree with the guys? Is it coming from the heart? Because she put out there that, like, she really don't want to side with us. I know it hurts your heart down to your soul to agree with the guys and go against the sister code, but if it came from your heart, speak it. Why don't you? All right. So with that being said, facts. Okay, too easy. It's 79 people watching. Just to let y'all know, if y'all don't see no comments pop up on the screen just yet, the reason being, we're gonna read all the comments coming from TMAX Network YouTube channel. They're coming in so fast. We're streaming on 4 or 5 different streams at one time. Just want to let you know, pop over there on TMAX Network, drop your comment, and make sure it's on the topic at hand. That way we can keep up with each other to the comment section. Hey, this next one, y'all, I want y'all to really think about it. I'm going to play the video first, and then we'll dive into the actual topic. Here we go.
You ever tried to help someone and realize that they like their problems? I'm dead serious. Like, you spend hours giving advice, you give introductions, you share resources, you tell them exactly what works for you, and they do nothing. Every conversation is the same conversation. They hate their job but won't apply anyway. They're broke but won't learn any new skills. They're out of shape but won't go for a 20-minute walk. They're in a toxic relationship but keep going back. See, at some point, you got to stop calling it a problem and start calling it a choice, because let's be honest, some people don't want solutions, they want sympathy. Some don't want accountability, they want an audience. You ever notice how they got an excuse for everything? You tell them start the business, I don't have enough money. You show them somebody who started with less, now it's another excuse. It's like they move to the finish line every time you give them an answer. And as a man, one of the hardest lessons you'll ever learn is this: you cannot save people who are committed to staying the same. You cannot want peace more than they do. You can't want success more than what they do. You can't want growth more than they do, because some people aren't trapped by their problems. Their problems have become their identity. And if they fixed them, they wouldn't know who to become anymore.
All right. Before we get to that actual topic, to that video, I do want to read off those that's over on the network saying to the last video we just watched. Linda Anderson said a black man did that. Okay. Linda Anderson also said 2026, the generation of black women are hounds from hell. God, dog, Linda.
Damn.
Linda picture look like she black. I don't know. Linda, if you ever want to come up, there's a link in the description, in the comment section, I'm sorry, and it's pinned to the top. Linda said black women have destroyed 5 generations, pure hounds from hell. God, dog. I can't read the rest of your stuff, Linda. We can go on to the next person. The Real Black Lexicon said a prize goes to the winner. What does that make men? Beanz, you want to touch on that real quick?
Do I? I'm not sure. I don't understand. A prize goes to the winner. What does that make men? I don't know. I mean, my stance is that as a man, my woman is my prize, and as a woman, a man should be your prize. But I'm just saying, from a generalized position, why do you think that you're the prize, right? What makes you the prize in your situation, right? And I'm just saying, from a general perspective, the way it used to be viewed, the man was absolutely the prize, because everybody understood, oh, this is a good man. Oh, he got a good job, good this, good that, he come from good genes, this and that, blah, 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 blah. Now you taking these young girls, how old were they? Can a woman be the prize at 14, 15, 16? Like, that's crazy. Like, y'all keep trying to, now in 2026, y'all want to tell us that these women, that they young girls and they don't know no better and they being groomed and all that shit. But now we're going to go back and try to say that back then the girls were the prize at 14, 15, 16, 17. Girl, y'all get y'all life together.
Let's look at it from a carnival perspective.
Yeah, what's going on?
When you go to a carnival and you want to shoot and win that bear, you have to be put in position to do so. You have to be able to shoot the basketball. You have to have some type of skill, unless you're real lucky, to put yourself in position to win the prize. And if we go, and I know, guys, people don't like this ain't sexy no more, but if you go biblically, what does it say? He who finds a wife finds a good thing, right? She's already a wife before you meet her. She's already that. So she's put herself in position to win her prize, right? Because she knows if she's anything other than that, she won't win anything. She wins her prize because she puts herself in position. I don't have a bad mouth. I don't emasculate him. I don't make him feel like he's less than. When I meet this man, I made a list of everything that I want in a man. I became those things, and now I'm ready for my prize. What do I win, Mr. Demir? That's my prize right over there. There he is. That's why women are saying, girl, in the church, girl, I want me a Boaz. I need my Boaz. Because they know Boaz is a prize. He's a prize.
That's a fact. All right, before we get too far off the video, the last video I just played, because I wanted anybody to touch on that one comment right there. The last video I just played was basically talking about that people being so in love with their problems. And then we'll put it up like this right here. So can you help a person that's in love with their problems? We'll start it off with Hink coming up to the panel. Hink, can you help a person that's deeply in love with their own problems?
You asked me if I can say it again.
Can you help a person, family, friends, or anybody that is dead set on being in love with their problems? I think we all know somebody like that.
No, I don't think you can. I don't think you can. And once you acknowledge and realize it's what it is, I can't do nothing for you. I mean, it depends on if you believe or not. Turn it over to the Most High. That's about all I can do for you. But no, I can't do nothing for you. You better go seek some professional help.
Okay. BMU is right back on you, man. Can you help a person that's in love with their problems?
I think I'll say this and it'll be very quick. I think that people who have those issues, like he was naming in the video, I think people don't want to change their issues because they love the attention that it gets them. And if I stay in drama, and if I stay broke, and if I stay in drama and I stay in bad relationships, I'm gonna have all my girls over here comforting me on Friday. I'm gonna have all the men feeling sorry for me. I'm gonna have everybody in the community giving me money because I'm broke and I don't want to get a better job. I think Wendy's will work for me forever. And I think they like the attention that it gets them, and that's why they stay in that state. It's mental illness for sure.
Okay. All right, RT.
What was that question again? I mean, I'm just gonna answer your prompt again.
Can you help someone that's in love with their problems?
Okay. I don't think you can. I think the only way that works is if the person wants help. Some people get stuck in that cycle of not going anywhere, toxicity, like they're just addicted to it. And like BMU said, addicted to like the attention that they get from crying about the problems and not really wanting to fix the problems. So they come to you, problem after problem. You give them the resources, you give them the advice, nothing ever changes. New problem next week. So I think some people just, I don't think you can help them.
Chrissy True Blue, I'm coming to you, Ronnie.
Hell no, you can't help them. That's their choice. That's what they want to do. Some people will take recognition and go to do something to make a change. Some people just like the shit. Like some people just like being in that position. They don't have any ambition. No one has probably ever called them out on the bullshit, and they're comfortable. They're content.
Gotcha. Ronnie Woodham.
No, I think there's definitely examples I could vouch for to relate to this. And when we talk about they in love with them, when that shit is consistent, you can give them advice, you can walk them through it, you can tell them, yeah, nah, there's a point. There's a point where you do gotta, Hail Mary that shit. He said it best. Send it to the High Almighty. For real, bro.
Gotcha. Beanz, what to do? What do you think? Can you help a person, bro, that's in love with their problems? You know somebody like that?
Yeah. I think you can. Hold on, let me blow my screen up so I can see.
How do you
guys
help a
too.
person
There
that's
you go.
that's in love with their problems?
So if I just say therapy, right? That sounds like whatever. But a lot of times people don't understand that there's a conditioning of the mind, right? You think this is how people are. We think what we see from people all the time is a product of what we are calling their personality, right? We don't understand that a lot of this is programming. It's habitual, right? People who create all kinds of defensive mechanisms growing up. It's a reason why you see people function the way that they do. A lot of times we just think like, oh, this is just who you are. There's no real such thing as who you are, right? For example, it's a lot of people who claim to be Christian, but if they would have been born in a Muslim world, they'd be Muslim, right? So a lot of things that we are, who we become, is based on conditioning, based on where we came from, programming, how we were raised, things that happened to us and all of that. But we, for some reason, look at anybody who don't make six figures, right? Anybody who ain't driving a foreign, right? Anybody who don't have $1,000 worth of weave on their head and makeup, right? We kind of look down on these people and feel like they're not doing something with their lives. But I think sometimes you just have to show people something different. It was a saying that I learned a few years back that when there's a problem, like with a plant, when they're growing plants, if there's a problem with the plant that's growing, it's usually not the plant's fault, right? It's usually a problem with the environment. You can take that same plant and put it in a different environment and you get a different result. It's not getting enough sunlight. It's not getting enough water, enough oxygen. It could be anything, right? But we want people who have been deprived of oxygen for so much of their life to Thanos snap themselves out of something without actually taking their hand and walking them through it. Because of course we don't have enough time to do that, So yeah, you can definitely help people change.
Yeah, he's absolutely right about the plant.
Mm-hmm.
It's been scientifically proven if you put a plant in one side of the house and another plant in the other, the same plant, and put one on this side, and every morning you walk out the house, you tell the plant by the window, "I love you. You're beautiful. Have a great day." And you go to the back room and say, "You bitch ass plant," and leave the house. After 30 days, the plant that you talk about or talk down to the most will die, for sure. That is scientifically proven.
Man. Okay. One yourself. What you got?
Man, this is very tricky because you, especially when you deal with it on the daily. The thing I don't like about these type of individuals is that you can be minding your business and they'll come and ask you for advice and you'll give them advice to get out their situation. And then they'll come back and ask for more advice on that advice when you ain't do what you were supposed to do with the last advice I gave. So how are you gonna come and ask for advice on something to get out of another problem when you haven't, took heed to the first advice to get you out of the situation that you're in right now? And that can be very, it could be very frustrating or whatnot, because now you feel like you wasting your time because it's like everything I'm telling you is going out one ear and not the other.
Facts. Ashley?
So my granddaddy used to say, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. So I do believe you can help people, but I can't want it more than you. I can't, want you to succeed more than you want to see yourself succeed. I can't want it more than you. So I can hold your hand, I can give you the resources. At some point of time, though, even with my assistance, you have to want it for you. And that's my take on it.
Okay. So I like what everybody dropped in on this one. I'm gonna go and say that most of us, not all, but most of us know somebody who's in love with their problems. Like I've seen people go bankrupt trying to help an addict shake something. And they say the addicts, the reason why it's the chemical that's in the nicotine or the chemical that's in the drug that keeps them an addict, but more so is a mindset of they not want to change. You can do a whole bunch of therapy. And if you ask me, in modern therapy, right, the therapist is just collecting a check. Because if the person on the couch don't want to change, they can go in there and lie and do all types of shit and never come to the realization of the issue. But God is the only one who knows. So therefore, I do believe that you can help a person through a lot of shit. But I don't think you can help a person who's in love, not fond of, but in love is a strong, and that's the problem. People's looking at in love nowadays as being surface that you could just change that with a snap of a Thanos finger. But that's the reason why relationships ain't working, because they think love is surface. I think love is deeply rooted. And when a motherfucker's in love with something, you can buy all the therapy. You can pray for them. And I ain't saying that prayer don't work or change things. But a lot of times, that person that's in love is going to have to start to do what God did when he wanted to change some things that was deeply rooted. He actually started to hate those things. And the world nowadays is so surface that we think that going against, denouncing, or bringing up the root of a cause and calling it out to the forefront, putting a person on blast, that's a negative thing. Nah, Beanz. That's the only way you're going to start to change some things. And that's what's wrong with the world today. We think that you had to baby and pacify people through their bull crap when they don't even want to change. So me, myself, I'm not pulling. I'm not pushing. If you pulling while I'm pushing, if you tugging while I'm pulling, I'm going to let the rope go. You ever seen BMU, what happens when two sides of a tug of war happens and the people on one side say, fuck it. All right, you got it. What happened to them people on the other side, They fall flat on their ass.
Yep.
They look up at the stars and they realize it was my fault. Go ahead on. Anybody want to speak on what I just talked about?
I'll say this. I agree with you 100%. I think that we are living in a time where everything's accepted. And I'm not just saying this right now to have a popular conversation. Check my receipts. I've been talking about this for 4 years. When you have Pandora's box and these things start coming out of Pandora's box and you start talking about it, and then all of a sudden people were against it. And I remember black men standing for something, right? I remember black men used to say, we ain't putting up with it. And I remember being in my grandfather's presence and my mom and my aunt would get in little spats when I was a kid. And my grandfather would put his fist on the table and the whole house would shut up. I remember men stood for something. They didn't put up with, I'm trying to imagine my grandfather, how he would be right now in this world. He's dead now, God rest his soul, but how he would be in this world today, seeing what the world is producing today and how men right now have gotten so weak that when we call out something, we scared to call it out. We won't say nothing, right? The men are not saying anything, and the women are not, the real good women are not saying anything, and the loudest voices in the room are the most demonic ones. The ones who don't care about your little boys going to school in dresses. I know y'all seen that post. It's been all over the internet, right? You got
put it up.
What kind of man, what kind of father could see that picture and not burn a town down when he see his son going to school for the first day of school in a damn skirt. You know, when are men, I'm saying this, and I know we talk about, when are the men going to really, really stand up? I'm with you, TMAX. We got to get to a point where we got to start calling this shit out, because the more we accept it, the more corrupt and poisoned the community becomes. And now look at the community now. You got the little boys who are so soft. Their hands are limp down. They're twitching. They're grown men in college dancing to Saucy Santana. Can you go back to the 90s and tell me, T-Max, when we were playing football, were we in a locker room with no shirts on, twerking in front of a camera to a gay artist? Big grown ass men?
Nah, you had the drum line on deck. Shit.
That's what I'm saying. So we're in a state right now. I'm telling you that we're in a state of emergency. And I've been saying this for 3-4 years. And they started with the adults. And then to my sisters out here, I got on the men ass, but to my sisters out here, y'all let a lot fly too. Y'all let these men come in and want to be y'all, and y'all having pillow talk with them, and y'all taking these sissies on girls trips with you, and y'all sit down and talk to them and talk about them. And now all of a sudden they got your makeup on, they got your hair on, they went and got their breasts done, they got their ass done. They took their vocal cords down a little bit to sound more feminine like you. And now they're competing with you, because we showed your video last week. Now they're competing, saying that you guys are jealous of them because they're the real women now. Y'all allowed that.
Right. Man.
So can I ask you this? Can I ask you this? You think we got too far down the rabbit hole to where we could turn things around, or you think we just too far gone now?
No, BMU, I muted you because it was the echo. Go ahead.
Oh, we too far gone, brother. We too far gone. I think a whole generation, and I know people ain't gonna like this, but I think a whole generation of people need to just die. It's to the point now we can't control it. You got the mamas out here saying it's okay for my son to go to school in a skirt. You got the daddies out here cowering up, saying, and that's why I coach football. I was a very good football coach, right? Very good football coach. And I'm seeing the boys come out there 6 foot tall, 12 years old, getting hit, start crying and whining and rolling on the ground like girls. And their mama come out on the football field saying, baby, drink some of this Gatorade. And the dad is sitting by the fence. I say, hey, you gonna say something? Hey, man, ain't got nothing to do with that. I got to go home with this woman tonight. You a bitch. These men are bitches. They won't stand up and say nothing to these women. They just let these women run them over. They bitches, a bunch of them. Big 6'3", 43-year-old bitch niggas. Won't say nothing. Let their little boys put makeup on. They won't say no. Well, that's who he is. That's who he is. It's his calling. Get your Dwayne Wade ass.
It's calling. It's crazy. Hey, Beanz, real quick before you go, BMU, you dropped volume a little bit on my side. It went down a couple of octaves. Go ahead on BMU. Beanz, I'm sorry.
I'm back up.
So the way that I could be wrong because my memory ain't as good as it used to be, but the way that I remember hearing you phrase the question was, can you help these people, the ones who are in love with their problems? And that's why I said yes, right? Because most people don't walk themselves out of those situations. They get some kind of help, right? It doesn't matter whether it's, you can't shame people out of addiction. It doesn't work, trust me. Like, you're not shaming nobody out of addiction, right? It usually, change comes at the precipice, right? They get to a point where it's like something they just can't take no more, something drastic happened, you know, and sometimes they change their life, you know, but you can't shame people out of addiction. You're not talking about, again, I think we think like this is people's personality, right? Like this what they were born with, and it's just not the case. Most people need to be shown something different, right? If I grew up and my mama was toxic and my daddy was toxic and I was stepping over drug needles and dodging bullets from gangbangers and scared of the police and all this other shit that I had to fear growing up. And then because now I have all these defense mechanisms and I don't get along well with people and all these other different things. And now you see me and you're like, oh, well, I'm just a lost cause. Well, maybe I am. But I'm a lost cause because you're not willing to do nothing about it. Why are you around? I disagree, bro. Why are you around to see me struggle so much?
I definitely
Who are you in my life that you get to see me struggle so much and you can't help me do nothing about it?
Oh, yeah, let me tell you why. Hold on, Chris. I'm gonna come right back to you. I'm gonna tell you, Beanz, the reason why I disagree. because the actual topic had a strong word in there, and that strong word was love. I was trying to help your ass when you liked it. I was really trying to help you when you was flirting with it. Cause I told you, hey, bro, the first time you did it, you came back, you was like, yo, you know what I'm saying? I was with Bobby and them and we tried some cocaine. Hey, dog, no, that ain't how we roll, bro. Like, we don't do that. You was flirting with it. Hey, man, I keep running it out there with the gangbangers or the shoot 'em up boys or whatever, robbing and stealing. And that was a couple of times that you got your thrills on. Bro, it's only 2 places you're going to end up, dead or in jail. I'm helping you then. But when I see that you love it, you got to let some people die to their own vices, my guy. And that's what BMU was talking about with a whole generation. We not finna keep doing this because guess what? The more that this generation who know better and doing better keep pulling back, trying to help some, I ain't saying generation as far as like age. I'm saying the more the people that ain't doing the bullshit as a collective whole keep trying to change and help people that's in love with the shit, we ain't building nothing for the future. We ain't even going nowhere. We actually stagnant trying to help you, motherfucker. If we, and I use this analogy, Christian, I'm coming to you if you got something to say to what Beanz said. I use this analogy a lot in different cases. And this the reason why, Hink, that the world, our world, this country, I would say, is totally upside down. Because we're too privileged as a group. We're actually too privileged as a group. Here's the analogy I use all the time. Beanz, what would we do if we was on a stranded island with no electricity, with no cell phone, with no police, with no hospital, with nothing but survival? I think what BMU was alluding to with the guys that ain't out there doing what old buddy was doing, building from scratch, we just pay somebody to do it. I think everybody is too comfortable nowadays, even the men. Because if we was on a stranded island and I had 10 people on the island and 5 of them was crackheads, we, especially if we cannibals, we got dinner for days. If you can catch my drift.
Yes, but the problem is this: we created that society, though, right? So, I mean, I don't think is that people are too comfortable or any of that thing like that, right? Like, and then even I think if I remember reading the prompt right, I think it said changed. I'm like, no, you're not changing nobody. People can only change themselves. But what is the assistance?
It said help. It didn't say change. It
did say help.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Maybe I was reading something else then. But again, what I'm saying, and I definitely don't think it's that. At the end of the day, guess what? I like that. That's the one thing about capitalism that I do like, is that you can be in a position to pay people to do things that you wouldn't rather do, but you got a plethora of options, right? So as long as you got the money, it's so many people. I mean, even though I will admit you could tell. To your point about the crackheads, I know guys who had crackheads do all their rehabilitation for them in their properties, but you could tell, it wasn't done to the same crispness that the Mexicans would do, right? Just being honest, them crackheads ain't doing a better job than the Mexican. I'm sorry, they get shit done, but I'm saying, like, we built this. This is what we built it for, right? We built it for people to be able to have that sort of luxury. That's a product of what the country has been building all this time. I'm not going to punish people, right, for being a product of what they have been programmed to be. That's my point, right? You're going to tell me at 16 years old, yo, you need to stop hustling. But my daddy hustling, my uncle hustling, my brother hustling, my favorite cousin hustling, the nigga I listen to in my music, he hustling. What sway over me do you think you have over those guys?
I got you. You proving my point. Hey, Beanz, I love it. You actually proving my point. When you go back and watch the replay, I want you to see how you quickly shifted to what can you tell a motherfucker that's in love, meaning their environment, everything. See, their environment starts here. And that's where they start to fall in love, from here to their heart, right? So you just said that how can you tell somebody that their whole environment is shaping them to be whatever that they're doing?
Now, but I want you to go back. Hold on. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead and dig this deeper hole for yourself.
Boy, I like this. I'm gonna pass it to you right quick. I'm gonna pass it to you right quick, right? Here you go. Here go the alley-oop for me to come out this hole.
Mhm.
Pause. When you put down the idea of helping somebody,
Mhm.
meaning doing it for them, because how long do you do what you talking about doing? How long do you? So you said that you can't. How can you tell somebody not to do something if their whole environment is shaping them to do it? Right?
Mhm.
That's what you said, Beanz.
Yes,
Okay. So what do you do to help them?
you can remove them from the environment, and that's if you rewind the tape back. This is why I told you it's gonna be an L for you. If you want me to, I'll go find it for
Don't
you.
do what. Hold on. Because you do this right here a lot. You speak as if you're making a point. I want you to make the point, then throw your trophy up, and I put you on the big screen.
That's fine. I just
Go
wanna
ahead.
know if
What do you
wanna
do?
go
What
find
do you
it.
do?
Absolutely.
So you help them.
Again, you change the environment.
So you help them with force. You take them out the environment by force.
Why do I have to force you to? Again, see, this is what I'm
But
saying.
they're in
You're
love
saying-
with. But hold on, they're in love with it, Beanz. You're gonna have to.
Absolutely.
You're gonna have to.
So let me ask you this: is it possible for somebody to be in love with something or someone and still necessarily not want to get out of that thing? Is it possible that they could still want to remove themselves? How about this? Have you ever known a woman who was getting her ass kicked in a relationship? How long did she stay before she left?
And
Right?
listen, check this
Did
out.
she really want?
You
Did she
jig-
really want to
Hey, Bean,
leave?
BMU, I'm gonna step away for a minute. Somebody handle this
That's what I
Negro.
was gonna
Because
say.
hold on,
Okay.
Chris. Wait a minute. I gotta say this because I'm gonna get the hell up out of here. Because Beans always do this like he's making the point and he's making it himself look silly.
How?
Here's what Beans is doing right now. He's going back and forth with helping somebody that's in love with something. He said, is there a possibility that the person actually wants to change and do better? Yeah.
Mhm.
I ain't never seen somebody that was deep in shit that didn't want to get out. But if they loved the shit that they was in, let's use his analogy. Woman getting her ass whooped, right?
Mhm.
How many women that was deeply in love with that man that got their ass whipped, even if they was talked out of it or forced out of it, went back to him?
Mhm.
How many people I've seen crackheads. When I say that, I'm talking about drug users, no matter what the drug of choice, get forcibly. Do you know that some of your family members can sign your ass away if you're a detriment to yourself or society, and you got way more votes to get you up out of here than you want to stay? Do you know that they can put you somewhere for a period of time, and it can be up to like 3 years in North Carolina? I don't know about nowhere else, right?
Absolutely.
But if you are in love with that thing,
Mhm.
oh, how you will find your way back home. So, hey, BMU, take over real quick. Beans, I ain't even trying to stay here. I'm him, nigga, and I just want you to know that over here.
Yeah. I'm going to send this to you next week, TMAX. I'm going to find the video. I'm going to send it to you. I had a social worker and a home placement lady that's been working in the field for about 30 years on my show. And she said these words. She said, "I'm tired. I'm retiring, and I will never, ever try to help these women again." And I asked her, I said, "Why?" She said, "I've been doing it for 30 years. She said, "I can't believe it." She said, one girl came to her that was being abused, beat by her man. She took her out of the situation. Watch this, Bean. She said she took her out of a bad situation, put her in a new development, right? Government paid for until she get on her feet, put her in a new development, found her a nice paying job, got child care for her children. So the dude couldn't find her, didn't know where she was. She said after 2 months, they did a wellness check. The boy got his PlayStation hooked up to the TV, living with her. This is what TMAX is talking about. When they in love with it, ain't nothing you can do. She took this girl out of the environment of getting her ass whooped. A few months later, she got the man. The man didn't even know where she was. Brought the man over to her new little house they gave her. He hooked the PlayStation up, living in the house, living in the house, feet propped up on the couch. Same man that was whooping her ass, called him right back over. You don't need him. What did you need him for? You got a good paying job. They found you a job. They found you housing. They found you childcare for your kids. You don't need him. Why do you bring him back? Why do you even tell him where you at? She took you away from it. And she said she time and time again, woman after woman, do this to her every time. She said, the more I help them, the more they betray that help. The more I help them, the more they turn from me. And she said, I've been doing this for 30 years and I'm tired.
Yeah, so I would ask this, right? Oh, that's me. I'm sorry. Chrissy, have you ever left somebody that you was still loved?
So I was gonna answer the question. A person does not leave situations or leave things alone until they're tired. And when they're tired, they no longer can do it anymore because they want to change. So a woman can say she get her ass whooped. She can say, "Oh, I ain't gonna be with him no more." It's when your tolerance level is at the point of I'm tired and I want a different environment. That is the only way it happens. Other than that, it's like talking to a dead horse. You talking to yourself. You could beat it, you could talk it, you could walk it. It's not gonna. You could be tired for them until they get tired. They damn selves. It's a waste of time.
Yeah,
You're gonna
absolutely. I
repeat.
don't
It's
disagree
just
with
like
that at all.
repeating the same cycle over and over again. And that's why I say when it comes to certain things, I feel when a person is tired, they will show action. They will move. It ain't gonna be no talking. You ain't even gonna know what the fuck they doing. You're gonna see a whole different change and a whole different person.
Hey, Chris, if Beanz asked you a question, I want you to answer him. I don't know if you heard him, but
What did
he
he say?
tried to be. I'm gonna tell you what he said. That's why I put the prompt back up on. I put the topic back up on the screen. He tried to be slick and leave a word out, but he asked you, "Have you ever left somebody that you loved? Have you?" Listen at the question. Have you ever left somebody that you loved?
Yes, I have.
Chrissy, I got a second question for you.
Mhm.
I'm gonna add the word back in here, which it says on the screen. Have you ever
In
left
love.
somebody that you was
That you
in
was
love with?
with? No.
All right. All right.
It's different.
We moving on. We moving on. Go ahead on. Who ain't spoke on this real quick? Is it Ashley or whoever ain't spoke on this? We done with that one.
I've already spoken on it, but Chris ain't never lied. Listen, that in love and that love, it's levels to that thing. And you have to be good and tired. You hear me? Like you have to be whoa out. And that
Exhausted.
you gotta be sick and tired of being sick and tired. And that's when you want to move. Because you can talk some people till you blue in the face. And that's why I say I can't want it no more than you want it for yourself. And when you are tired, you won't have to say nothing to me because I'm tired.
Yeah.
I don't want to do it anymore. I'm sick of it, and then I'll move.
Brother Hink, I don't
I've
think
heard
you
environment 3 different times. Like
yeah, because the person that was the person
person
that needed to changed the environment, not somebody doing it for him.
Absolute. So let me ask you this.
Your whole shit went on mute on his own.
My bad. You don't know nobody who was on a horrible trajectory and then went to the military and things fixed for them.
They changed their environment. They wanted to change.
Wait a minute. Wait.
You can't stand yourself up. This is what you don't understand.
Listen, let him get his. He got the shovel in his hand.
Like when my very first statement when he said, "How do you help them?" I said, "You have to change their environment."
Who do?
They have to change their environment.
Wait.
Let
Chris,
him go.
hold on 1 second. Cause I know that's y'all homie and everything, but he gonna get this work. In my very first statement, I said the question was, can you help them? Yes or no?
No.
The question, okay, cool. So we already lost.
No. I'm gonna walk down the road with him. Go ahead, Bean.
So the question was, can you help them?
Somebody, yep.
Okay, then. So then when I said yes, how can you help them change their environment?
And
that
I
was
asked
my
you a question. Hold on.
response.
Hold on, bro. I asked you a question. I agree with you. But I asked you a question. How did you change it if they're in love with it? Do you force them to change their environment or do they have to want to change their environment?
Well, but that was the premise of my
No,
that's why I asked you.
No,
that's why
we agree with everything. We agree with everything.
I want you to see that I've already stated this. That's why I asked, have you ever left somebody that you still loved or in love with, however you want to say it?
No,
right? Because
you can't breeze past that. Listen, hold on, Beanz.
Yes.
Hold on,
it's
Beanz.
forced, yes,
Beanz,
force. Okay, let's go with force. Yes, you force.
This is what you do, bro. Check it out. Hold on. I was quiet when you asked your questions over so that the audience could get a clear understanding if they just got here or didn't hear you the first time. You said, how do you help? The question was posed, how do you help somebody? You said change their environment. I said yes. I didn't ask you, how does the environment get changed by a person that wants it more than them because they still in love with it? Do you force that person, or do that person have to go with you to change it?
Yes, but that's what I'm saying. Either way,
No, you didn't say
whether
shit.
you force
Answer
them,
my question.
Why does it have to be one or the other? Can you explain to me why they have to either be forced or coerced, or why can't you just show
You
them
can't-
something
Y'all
different and they
tripping.
might accept
You
it?
can't
No,
force nobody.
hold
First
on,
of all,
Beans. You confusing my audience. Go ahead on Hank. Is Beans? I know me and BMU and Chrissy agree, but anybody else on the panel agree with Beans or agree with me, so we can go and end this little fiasco that he's going on right now, because he done proved my point.
Why do you have to mischaracterize it as a fiasco?
Yeah,
You're the one who keeps saying that. You keep asking me how you gonna do it. You gonna force them, and then I'm saying, wait, but I say yeah, sometimes maybe, but why does it have to be forced? That's what I'm saying. You're making it seem like a person who is in love with their problems can't also know that this is probably not the best situation.
Everybody that do wrong know that they're doing wrong. Even a child.
One more you see how you ain't even let me land a sentence, but then you saying I'm on a fiasco? What did you just say?
Everybody that's doing wrong and bullshit know that they're doing wrong. So what you just said was, can a person that's doing it know that they want to change?
Yes,
or
but
know that that's wrong?
sometimes when you show somebody something different, then they can. Okay, bro, I'm 16 years old. I was out in the streets, gang banging and everything. When my uncle came and got me and said, bro, come to Atlanta with me. He showed me something different.
Let me ask you a question, Beans, and keep it all the way a buck. While you was out there gang banging, was it people in your environment that wasn't gang banging?
Not really.
Oh my God, this is bullshit. Hey, go ahead, Hank.
I was on my phone.
No,
Wait, so now you gonna gaslight me too?
Hank,
Don't
go
worry
ahead.
about it.
I'm coming back to you.
So-
go ahead. I want something.
So I answered the question first, and I said no, you can't help him. I said I still don't think you can. Now y'all talking about we got to convince them or con them or trick them, make them move the environment. Man, if they don't want to move, they're not going to move. You can't make somebody do something they don't want to. So I don't see how you can. Let them motherfuckers go. I don't give a shit about them, man. If they on them fucking drugs, donate their fucking bodies to science. I don't believe in wasting EpiPens on these motherfuckers.
Agreed.
Let them motherfuckers fall off. I don't give a shit about them. As long as you ain't got my goddamn last name, I don't care. Good luck. I landed there.
TMAX.
Oh go ahead.
Take
Beans.
150 of them
Go ahead,
niggas.
BMU.
Take 150 of them niggas, 200 of them. I'll give you 200. Take 200 of them with that mindset. Change their environment and put them in the most beautiful neighborhood and go back in 6 months.
Oh my God. Hey, you need to drop your mic off the screen. And I'm gonna say this real quick. And this is what I tell parents, and this is what I disagree with. And I even had to fight against this in my own home when I had my ex-wife in the home, right? Hey, one yourself. Watch this shit right here, bro. And all you niggas gonna be able to relate, even you, Ron. Check this out. I'm fucking with you. Check this out. You know what I can't stand that most households do, especially when it's heavily ran by the mother and bitch ass fathers. Here's what I can't stand. BMU, you got two parents. You got two children. Do you understand that most parents, God almighty Beans, I need you to buy me the belt, bro. I don't even want a trophy. I like belts that hang across my chest. Here's the thing. Do you know that most parents exalt most energy, resources, and time to try to help the some bitch that ain't doing nothing versus pour into the one that's trying to do everything versus pour into the one that's really excelling? I can't stand when I see parents that just because this one is on autopilot, they get no help because you're going to do it anyway. Let me turn around and get my attention and resources and time back to the some bitch that's laying around wallowing in their own sorrow, smoking all the dope or shooting up all the dope or popping all the pills. Me and your daddy gonna focus on you because you the runt of the family. Whoever said let that person drown, whoever said donate their bodies, I say don't pour your energy and time into something. Look, when I train my staff, right? I tell them this, homie. If we at work and I ain't dealing with one of these, this is a jar, this is the lid. If I'm not training and dealing with one of these, I'll leave you motherfuckers alone. If every last one of y'all got your lid on and everything I try to pour is just running over and ain't nothing seeping in, my guy, you can't get no training from me. You can't get no focus from me. I'm going to turn to the person who got their lid off, who's receiving this thing, who wants to be poured into so they can fill up and then turn around. How you going to help somebody, the same person that you talking about pouring all your energy into, Beanz? And I'm going to drop the mic because I don't want to hog it just because I'm the host. I'm making Beanz look this small right now, right? I'm making Beanz look like a pea right now. He ain't even a bean no more, Ronnie Woodham. He a chickpea. Yeah, that type of bean. So what I'm telling you, Bean, is that don't do what society is doing, and that's why we in the trouble we in today. It's because most folks is giving people too much of the benefit of the doubt.
You know what?
I end it. I could go on and on for days. Go ahead, Bean.
You know what's funny to me though is that I think that was actually a great example. But I think, see, this is what I'm saying. You have to ask the question, why though? Why are those parents pouring so much into the child who's seemingly a lost cause, right? And I think it's because in reality, those parents know it's probably majority of their fault that that kid is that way. See, when you have multiple kids, they don't get brought up the same way. Watch this. I know, twist your faces up all you want to, right? But I talk to real human beings in real life. You have an older kid who watched the younger kid not get no whoopings, right? But the oldest kid got beat with motherfucking extension cords. But you don't care as a parent how that's affecting them when they see how you're treating their sibling different. You don't see that at all. There's a lot of conversations about the middle child. This middle child syndrome, right? And how for some reason the middle child a lot of times seems to be mom's favorite for whatever reason. We don't even know what that's about, right? But more often than not, right, I would say when you see them kind of situations, it's usually the oldest child who's the one who's normally the lost cause. And that's because he was the first kid. He was their guinea pig kid. They learned how to parent with him. They learned their mistakes with the first child and then correct them with the second one and third ones, right? So a lot of times when you see that, that's what's going on. They looking at this kid and they know, oh, he got dealt the raw hand. You raised your oldest kid in the hood, but you took the young ones to the suburbs, right? I've seen this happen over and over and over and over and over and over and over again coming from Chicago, especially after they started tearing down those projects. Now, by the time you make it to the suburbs, now the youngest kids get the advantage of being out there, but your oldest ones didn't. And they kind of got lost in the sauce. So now, yeah, you spending more money bailing them out. You spending more money trying to help them get through some of the tough things that they went through. You know what I'm saying? And hopefully they take to it and they get to fix those things earlier. Like I say, I know a kid, TMAX, and I'll land here. I know a kid, was on the wrong trajectory, bro. Was really going left, was overweight, all kind of shit at 18 years old. I'm sorry, at 19 years old. And he met an Army recruiter. And that Army recruiter started talking to him every day. And then he actually took a ride with their Army recruiter, showed him what was up. To this day, married, successful, owns houses, got a wife, all his kids by the same woman and everything. Why? Yeah. Because somebody saw something in him.
He had to get in the car. That's why. He had to get in the car. The Army recruiter didn't go out, choke the motherfucker up, throw him in the car that's kidnapping, and then make him do something. That son of a bitch had to get in the car.
He
Exactly.
had to make a choice. So he had to be tired of his environment in order to want change. At the end of the day, it still goes back to the key word. When you tired, when you exhausted, you're exhausted.
Right,
Nothing else.
Trying to make y'all say something that ain't there.
Nothing else that you can say.
Move on, Chantel.
So that's brand new.
Chantel, hold on, Beanz on transition. Things on transition. We already did this.
Don't worry about it.
No. I think you got out a couple of times your point, and I got out mine, and a couple of people chimed in. We've dug the hole. We've buried your point. And we're not gonna visit it again until they want a second autopsy. Hey, what's going on with you, Chantel? How you doing?
Hey y'all, I'm good.
What up with it? All right. Let's go ahead on and move past that. We are at the hour and 17 minute mark. Hey, Beanz, you do have a super chat over here that you can shout out your people though.
Yeah, shout out to Just the Brown Girl. She got a channel too, so salute to her for that. Salute to you for the super chat. She said shout out to the panel and what's up the Beanz. I ain't seen you in a minute. It's good seeing you.
That's what's up. That's what's up, man. Y'all make sure, all right. Now that we done hit 1,000, we ain't gonna stop screaming it from the top of our lungs. Go ahead on and subscribe to the channel. Turn on your notifications. Tell a friend to tell a friend. If you're on Black Man Unfiltered Network and you haven't subscribed over there, make sure you subscribe over there as well. If you're on MrBeanzTV, what it says, I seen your little podcast. That's how yours. Yeah, I seen your little podcast. If you're on that channel over there and you haven't subscribed, make sure you subscribe. If you on Hink's channel or Chrissy channel, or anybody channel that's streaming it right now, make sure you hit that subscribe button. We're gonna move on. Chantel, you're gonna be the first one I come to on this next topic. Let's go ahead on and get into it so Beans can cool off over there. I see your pot bubbling, homie. The kettle is actually blowing the whistle because it's too much making sense tonight for you, bro. You're making all the sense, Bean. I promise you. Here we go. All right, this is this statement, right? Is the statement, I don't need a man, just a defense mechanism. Let's get into the actual video.
Black women are the least protected group in the world. Y'all love to say that, but then y'all act like the members from NWA. I don't understand how a pack of gang members are seeking help. You guys are hooligans and thuggerillas. I don't understand who's going to save you. Y'all are the big bosses on campus. Y'all are the top dogs in the prison yard. I don't understand who is there left to save you. I hope you don't think the black man's coming. The same black man that y'all put down under every single post. The same black man who can't depend on you for shit but childbirth. That's it. Only thing y'all do is birth black man. Y'all don't do anything else for them. That's nothing else. And then get mad when they go to somebody else where they're more appreciated, loved, and respected. A black woman don't respect nobody. They talk crazy to kids, men, grandmas. Only time a black woman keeps her ass in line is when that boss checks her ass and it's a yes, a master. If a man is talking to a black woman and she starts getting loud and he says, hey, calm yourself, she's gonna be bitch, bitch, da, 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 da. Never in my life could I even, my man say, hey, even me, I sometimes a little black come out and I'd be like, oh, did he, but hey, check, I'd be like, okay, look, my bad, dog. But a black woman is prepared to fight you if you tell her to fucking don't talk to you like that. She will break your shit. She will disrespect your mom. She will do everything in her power to go all the way to fucking 100. And they thrive in that shit. You see them online thriving in it. They think the shit's funny. They think the shit's cute. But then it's like you want to see him like, protect us. Nah, big dog, you got it.
Can I say something right quick?
Well,
It's an open panel at this point in time. Anybody but me, BMU, and Beans. You can unmute your mic from what we just heard. And the floor is yours. And we're going to let it free flow around the panel. Going around the panel and like ABC 1, 2, 3 is out the window. We passed an hour long session. So anybody, me, BMU, and Beans going to halt for a second and let the panel do what it do.
Boss, I know you said Chantel was gonna jump on here, but that boss word, yo, I've actually heard that on this live stream a few times. I think I might have said that once. Because if they tell you to take out the trash, 9 times out of 10, you're gonna take out the trash, mop the floor, get all your utensils up, make sure everything's stocked or locked, be there on time, right place, right uniform, dress appropriately, talk to them the right way, no disrespect, or you're gonna get fired. But nobody gets fired at the house. And I think that's where they take advantage of it. So they'll be like, yeah, what the fuck? All the cloud nine shit. Because it ain't the job and they need the money, but the math don't math when you compare it to trash. It don't. Household versus work money.
It's all about respect. If the woman ain't respecting her man, then that's what it is. She respects the boss, so that's why she gonna listen to him. So it's about respect.
So I hear you say it's all about respect, but why be with someone if you don't respect them though?
That's the question.
And I find a lot of women, and I see it every single day, especially where I'm from in Florida, is that a lot of people are with people that they don't want to be with. Like it's either like you just using this person for this situation, or I'm using that person for that situation. But at the end of the day, I really don't like you. I really don't respect you. And it's kind of like you sleeping with the enemy in a sense.
Hey, one yourself. I'm not gonna comment because I said me, Beans, and BM, gonna go last. But I want you to remember what you just said. I'm gonna come back to what you said and double down on it. Go ahead. Anybody else?
Well,
Hey,
look,
man, I'm sorry.
I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna go ahead and
Oh,
go,
my bad.
man.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
But if a woman is being disrespectful to you, why are you still there, then, dude? You as a man got every right to get out. And I don't understand why you would want to stay there and continue to accept that disrespect. Ain't nothing that good about her that no other woman don't have that you have to continue with the disrespect. That makes no sense to me. Now, if you one of those men who probably move in with the woman because you ain't got your own shit, well, then that's your fault too. Your broke ass shouldn't be moving in with a woman. Well, why are you moving in with a woman? That makes no sense. And then she gonna come in and disrespect you, talk crazy, and you know she got you by the nuts because you live in her spot. She ain't living in your spot. You living with her, so you depending on her. More likely, she making more money than you. She gonna have that sense of control over you, and she gonna talk crazy. And what, you gonna just accept it? Then you was a weak ass dude for sitting there and accept that heifer talking crazy to you like that, and you okay with it? Now, it's one thing she talk crazy, that was a one-off, and you check her and it doesn't happen again. But if it continues to happen and happens, then what are you doing, dog? To me, you saying you like that shit. That shit turns you on. That shit gets your goddamn dick hard. And if that's what it is, don't say shit. Just grab ankles.
And that's why Hank, my dog. Hey, go ahead on. Javon, you wanted to swap back in and say something? Or one yourself. I'm sorry.
Nah, man, that just one what I wanted to touch on because and I kind of feel with dude coming from as well, because like I dislike when I'm around dudes and they let females disrespect them, and then I be like, man, you just gonna let her talk to you like that, even though it ain't my place. But it's like, come on, bro.
See, there you go, trying to help somebody that's in love with some shit that they should have been to left. That's what I'm talking about. Stop telling your homeboys to go against the grain. Just let them be to their own devices. Anybody else that got something to say? RT, it's on you. Let me go ahead on and hear what you got to say.
I was gonna answer the prompt that you had up there. When they say, I don't need a man. It's a statement, I don't need a man, just a defense mechanism. I think sometimes it is said as a defense mechanism, I guess make them think that they're not weak. Not saying that women are weak, but to make them feel that they're not weak and to give them empowerment to, I guess, that they don't need anyone, that they can do whatever it is that they need to do by themselves and they don't need anybody else. That's all I got to say about the prompt.
Amen. I can't let it go. I gotta say it now. One yourself, because everybody is doubling down on this. There's a word in this prompt that makes the whole sentence or question. And so many people, men and women, but more so women, can't stand. It's almost like garlic or a silver bullet or kryptonite type shit. And she just said weak equaling when you hear the word need. So many people don't want to say, I need somebody. That's why I won yourself. I told you I was going to double back down on what you said because you used the word need. What was my example to Beanz? If we stranded on a damn island and we got no other choice but to need each other. We so comfortable in the world that we live in right now, and that's the reason why. And there's so many other devices that can replace the other person, not just sexually. So everybody on the panel, get up out your head and come back to reality. Devices like police, like fire department, like hospital, like Big Mama used to be your hospital, nigga. Iodine used to be a part of the family medicine cabinet. You used to have peroxide other than to try to dye your hair blonde like Kwame or some shit. Peroxide was used for a certain thing when you mixed it halfway with iodine. It made a whole new chemical that you motherfuckers didn't know nothing about. It used to be
Castor
white
oil.
sheets with no dye in it, was a sterilization process that you tore it off and put it in the oven to do what? Cure that thing. Then you took some natural products like fish, salt and herrings, or roots from the yard or the woods, and you put it in that cured up sheet and you wrap around it. Sage was some shit that you use. But now we so comfortable by having all of these things because now you know what, Beanz? Relationships, getting off of drugs, and all that other shit. Reason why people are so heavy in their feelings is because I'm a Libra and these scales are unbalanced for a reason, homie. Wants is more than needs nowadays. That's options. See, when you want some shit, you understand that I don't need you right now because I want this. I got options. But when you need something, have you ever been in dire need, my nigga? I'm talking about for a bologna, not even bologna sandwich, for a slice of bread, my guy.
Come on.
You ain't finna turn down. Even when the shit molded, you'll tear off the corner of the green stuff and keep getting it if you need it. But see, if you want it, you make a face like Chris is making right now, and you got options. You go in there and start cooking up biscuits. You'll order out. You'll DoorDash some shit. But have you ever really needed that one slice of bread that was the end bread that was shiny on one side because the plastic done rubbed up against it too much? Man, y'all ain't making no damn sense tonight, man. Hey, look
You
to the
left
chat,
out
man.
Or
Castor
some fish
oil.
crumb sandwiches.
I'm waiting for Beanz to show back up. My
Listen, man, I'm sorry. I just had to come over here and clip up the shit that I'm gonna cook you up with on tomorrow's show. But my point. Listen, I'm not necessarily disagreeing with you. I do want to respond to the prompt. I think you're right. I think it is a defense mechanism, a lot of times. But at the same time, I think it's also just a mantra. It's something that was being regurgitated. I can't remember who the first person I heard say this. Hell, it might have been BMU for all I know. But somebody was saying how a lot of stuff, particularly when it comes to like abusive men and shit like that, a lot of stuff that women tend to champion, they didn't actually go through themselves. That it's just like they're regurgitating things from they're living through other people's experiences a lot of time. All you men get that, but they didn't really go through it themselves. I can't quantify what percentage of women that applies to myself, but I'm just saying, just when you look at it that self, I think that aligns with defense mechanism, but it also aligns with just programming in general. Like this is just something we supposed to say. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times, I will argue half the time that it's probably more of that than it is a defense mechanism. But I also believe, yes, it is used as a defense mechanism quite often.
Anybody can go.
I'll say this.
He can clip up what he want to. I know what happened tonight, and I'm just gonna let you spin your own narrative tomorrow.
Yeah.
Go ahead, anybody.
I'll say this real quick. Because RT had said something about women say they don't need a man. Sometimes it's a defensive mechanism because they don't want. I mean, not saying women are weak, but I keep having to go to this because Ashley, I'm sorry, I'm a religious guy, and biblically, the Bible tells Ashley. You could probably finish the sentence. The Bible tells men to look at women as they are the what vessel?
Go ahead.
Weaker. It says, love them because they're weak and they need you to build them up. It's in there, 1 Peter or something. But it says that you're weak and that you can't, and you need to be built up and you need to be told and need to be curried and nurtured and groomed. It's in there.
Fact. Look at that. I'm so glad you blew her up. I was looking dead at her too. Like,
yeah. Chris be
if
trying to
God
hold her
says
poker
it,
face when she really wants to go
if they
in.
fight against
I'm gonna let it rock.
the word of God, I mean, we really don't have a chance. No, I don't know. Let me mute. My wife just brought me some really delicious food. I'm gonna finish it. ahead.
And then
we don't need to hear all about your wife, bro. Some of
I
us
mean,
don't
she
got
just
it.
brought me something to eat. I just got to give her reference. What's wrong with this?
Go
Keep
ahead,
all
Will.
that marriage to yourself.
I was just gonna say after all that, I do recall you probably put me on the spot too in that regard. Somewhere in there about living better on the corner of a house and with a nagging wife. Somewhere in there.
Yeah, that's Proverbs. The whole book, the whole chapter, the whole book of Proverbs is teaching men what kind of women to stay away from.
Okay, so it's First Peter chapter 3, verse 7 that refers to women as the weaker vessels.
Well, we know what the women gonna say to that. Because that's Paul, and Paul was a misogynist.
Oh, that's the New Testament versus the Old.
That's the same one who told the Timothy 2:12, "Thou shalt shut it thy mouth it, and learn it and silent it."
That's in the back of the Bible, way in the back.
Okay.
In Nigalations.
Nigalations is crazy. Chantel, what you got on my 40?
Fuck.
I had said it was about respect, but to go towards the prompt and saying that you need a man, I definitely agree with RT. Like, yeah, they don't want to seem as if they're weaker and that they're strong and they can do it all on their own, but they need to let that go, because I definitely want me a man.
So why
It's
do
the word need that be
you
throwing them
definitely
off.
get it?
I
It's
did
the
change
word
it to
need.
want, but yes, I need me a
I
man.
about to say, y'all cannot. Boy, my ears work real good. Beanz, I'm trying to tell you, this shit is hereditary.
I see you. No, I ain't gonna lie. I saw you on that one.
Hey, that's
Because
one
she
of
was
Hink's
trying to
big,
be quick with it and mute out and move on.
yeah, that's one of Hink's big things. Paul's. That's one of Hink's thoughts. He used to say back in the day,
Crazy.
I don't want you to want me. I want you to need me. If you don't need me, carry on.
It's
That
the
part.
word need.
I remember
it has
he
such
used-
a negative connotation, and I don't know what for.
like the
We
word
need
control.
each other.
Watch some of these eyebrows right here. How many of y'all women like to be controlled by a man?
Okay, so never mind.
And see, this touched on a little bit of what Chantel was saying, talking about it's all really about respect, but it's not, because they can control their work with disrespect, still show up to get that check.
You cannot protect what you cannot control.
Bro, that was my point. I'm not.
And so if I'm telling you, RT, get down, they shooting. Don't you fucking talk to me like that, pop.
Not you getting shot in the head.
You can't protect what you cannot control. And so if a man is telling you, I don't like what you have on, wardrobe change. I don't like the way you speaking, voice, attitude change. Right? I don't like that. When the men are in here, I don't need you around my homeboys when they're over here. I need you to be in your own space. Right? Know when to, know when not to.
Environment change, Beanz.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Because when I set these parameters, it's for your safety. And I don't need no backwash. I don't need you telling me what's best for us when I've been put in position to tell you and show you what's best for us.
But that's barbaric. That's outdated.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck.
Grandma was miserable because of the shit you doing right now.
I saw my grandmother she was married for 63 years. They did a wonderful
She wasn't
job.
miserable, was she?
Absolutely not. My grandma, I'll tell you what she said.
She sacrificed some of her happiness for y'all, though, didn't she?
Mm-hmm.
So y'all will have some sort of history to talk about. Not two separate histories with two other new people. A woman over here with your granddad and a man over here with your grandma.
Yep.
Your grandma name on her driver's license is running out of room because it's Mary Jones Smith Daniels Wilson.
This nigga ain't shit.
and you know what, TMAX? My grandmama said something one day, floored the whole house. All the men took off running. All the women had a stank look on their face. My grandmother said, I'm not understanding something about all the complaining in here. She said, y'all go home. Half of y'all work from home in the air conditioning, rubbing your feet together. Go to your refrigerator. It's full of food. You go and drink your favorite beverage. You complaining. She said, but when we were 14, we were out in the field on the turn rows, picking cotton, picking peas, picking this in 115 degree weather, getting off from the field, going home, taking a stand-up bath, cooking an entire meal for the whole family, and going back out and doing this, churning the butter, milking the cows, the next day doing it all over again. She said, where's the complaints coming from? She said, y'all too comfortable.
There it is.
And grandma was still busting it open because that's why they had 12 children.
And busting it open. That's why she got all them goddamn
Hey,
kids.
Ashley, you took the words out of my mouth. These motherfuckers nowadays got 2 kids and postpartum. What?
Just fix it, Father
The
God.
fuck is we talking about? But wow, we misogynists if we try to point this stuff out, because guess what, fellas? Where's your excuse? Where's your excuse for being anything other than that nigga that was building in that cave a while ago?
TMAX, when they say fuck the kids, it's postpartum. When we say fuck the kids, we deadbeat dads.
Deadbeat. That nigga. I swear to God, I hope somebody's son is listening right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, what diagnosis can we get to say fuck them kids?
I don't know about that, but yeah.
Tendernism.
See?
Just thought I'd throw one out there.
I just want to throw this out there.
They don't need it. They don't need men though, to be honest with you.
They don't, because they got Beanz. You a right. Beanz will start a riot quick, bro.
Come on, man. Look, it's 1, 2, 3, 4. It's 4 women on the panel. To my knowledge, 3 of them are single. Right. I'm saying to my knowledge, which means I don't actually know. But to my knowledge, 3 of them are single. So I'm just saying, it's just what it is. We look at the data, we know what it is. 70% unmarried. So I mean,
so because we're single, we don't need them?
Absolutely not. Yeah, you know, like if because like when you say, okay, here's the thing about it. This is why contacts matter, right? Which is what I'm gonna get to do tomorrow.
I know what you about to do. Go ahead.
So,
I know what you about to do. Hey, you ain't shit, Chantel. I just want to let you know that because you played right into. I'm telling you why. You played right into what Bing's about to do right now. Go ahead, Bing.
It might not be. This is the thing. When you look at the prompt, right? The prompt says, "I don't need a man," but you got to understand, right? When you say that, it's like, okay, the context is in what parameter? Is it husband? Is it boyfriend? Is it mechanic? We know that we're talking about. Let's just use wife. Let's just use husband. Let's just, you know what I mean? Like that's what we mean. We don't mean sex. We mean like a real relationship, family, all of that. That's just what we really mean. So yeah, if you don't have that, then you don't need it. Obviously, you ain't prioritizing it.
Hey, Chantel, I got a question to ask. A couple questions. It's gonna be one question, but it's probably gonna be a couple answers that I'm looking for from you.
Okay.
This is to make your point, my point, and Bing's point. Because you just said just because we don't have one don't mean we don't need it.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody got people in the background.
It's basic shit.
That's me.
I think that's yeah. Somebody got some noise in the background.
That's Chantel.
It's me.
Yeah. Oh, it's all good. It's all good. You can leave it off until you're ready to answer.
Yeah.
Chantel,
checkmate.
I want you to do me a favor, and I'm gonna go around the panel to the women on the panel. Yeah, she went on.
Jay Prince.
Yeah, she crashed out. Chantel, I'm gonna go around the panel to the women, then we're gonna come to the guys. I'm only gonna ask you for 2. Name me 2 things that you absolutely need in life.
Absolutely.
We talking about basics. We talking about basics. We ain't talking about accessories, what you highly want and all. We talking about absolutely need.
I'm gonna say food.
Okay. What else?
I want to say money, but I don't want to be shallow.
Wow, she skipped over a lot of shit to go to money. Okay, sweet. No, you straight. You straight. RT, can you?
Yeah. Oh, I can't hear you.
I know. I can you tell me 2 things that you absolutely need in life?
Water and food.
Okay. Food being a common factor. Water. Okay. Chrissy True Blue. And Biggins, the reason why she's doing this is because most women, when they hear you speak, they trying to see where you going instead of answer the question.
Absolutely.
And she know there's a yellow brick road that's leading her right up to the Wiz house, my guy. Go ahead on, Christian. Answer the question.
You can come back to me. I'm still thinking about it.
That's fucked up. That's
nigga hell. So, you
Ashley,
just
go
heard
ahead,
two other
Ashley.
people answer. We had to let Chantel shush the nigga in the background, and you still don't know your answer.
Go ahead, Ashley.
All them
It's
degrees.
going somewhere. I promise you. Ashley,
All
what's
them
some things
PhDs.
that you absolutely need in life other than food and water?
I'm
Diabolical. Here we go.
She talking about
You scared?
I'm scared.
This is crazy, Beans.
I'm be honest. I'm scared.
You scared to ask?
Okay. Two things I need in life: water and the Holy Spirit.
Let's take water and food off the table because everybody
Okay.
done said that a couple times.
Y'all
see how they get real basic when the word need come up? But then if you say won't, you the nigga that's built, you gotta build that whole shit in the cave, my guy. Go ahead on, Ashley.
The Holy Spirit and my man.
You slicker than slick. We ain't gonna Chrissy, back on you. She full of go ahead, Chrissy.
So you said take water and food away. You will need family and money.
Okay.
Can I ask shelter?
Hey, hold on. Wait, anybody. Because I'm gonna throw one in there. This is crazy. I love the fact that this shit is live and being recorded. Because none of y'all can talk without this one thing called air. Nobody brought that shit up. Breathe again, like Tony Braxton said, right? So I mean, I gotta stop. I don't know why I be drinking this water like this. Look, check this out. Y'all said water, you said food. I give you air. Money keep coming up with need. It's crazy to me.
Cause you gotta have money. You gotta have money to buy the food. I mean,
Wow.
Wow. I just want y'all to hear. Wow. Go ahead on to the fellas now. BMU, go ahead and unmute your mic. We're gonna go to BMU around clockwise. Go ahead, BMU. What's two things that you absolutely need? You can't say water, food, or air.
Respect and loyalty.
Y'all see how this kind of going different? Okay. Go ahead on Beans. Look at this shit.
I say number one is probably a woman's body.
The fuck?
And number two, I'm gonna say my mama. So a woman's body and my mama.
I can respect that. My mama, I respect it.
Ronnie Woodham. I swear, I'm gonna get a Nobel Peace Prize tonight, RT. I promise.
There's a good list out there thus far. That took away a lot of good choices. Let's go with transportation and willpower.
Ooh.
Ooh, this is crazy. One yourself. Oh my God.
I'll say a sense of direction and structure.
Come on.
Hank, you ready? Hank, you ready, brother?
Yeah, I need to be able to trust you. So I need trust, and definitely got to be respect. So
okay. I just say God and wisdom or knowledge. You can lump those two together. With those two things, I can do all things. That's what we quote out that thing, right? Christ who strengthens me and all that other stuff. Because we talking about basics. And I agree with respect, loyalty for the fellas. I agree with respect, loyalty. Somebody said their mama, right? I can relate. But when she's not there no more because life do end and your mama pray that hers ends before yours do, I definitely wouldn't want my mama to hurt. would want her to hurt for me when she left before I did, but I could only imagine the type of pain that a mama would feel if a child left before her. And I'm sorry if anybody out here has experienced that. You know, that's a hurting thing, I would imagine. There was a lot of stuff mentioned, and y'all saw how we didn't really have to dig too deep in the bag, and we didn't really repeat. I think only 2 people repeated respect. And that's because that's a core value that a man absolutely needs. And it don't just have to come from his woman. Niggas is killing niggas over respect all day long. So I think that is a common thing for us to be respected. Okay. Anybody want to add anything to or take anything away from
Yeah,
their
I think
answer?
to be fair, we did have us going last probably benefited us a little bit. But I think to your point, we would have said we probably wouldn't have been the money thing for most men. But me and my mom already had this conversation. She could chalk it up. She's definitely going to bury me. We both know it. She don't like admitting it, but it's gonna happen. But I'm telling you, I'm just being truthful, right? Because if you gave me all the money I could ever want and told me I couldn't have no woman ever again, I wouldn't want the money. I'm straight on that. I'm cool. There's an old saying. I'm older than all y'all, so y'all probably never heard it before. But there was an old saying that said, "It's better to have love and lost than never to have loved at all." And I've been through traumatic relationships. And I can tell you now that I look back on that traumatizing ass bullshit fondly. It's so weird, bro. Like, it's so weird. And so as much as I know men are going through with women nowadays, I'm telling you, fellas, it's better to go through that shit than to not have them at all. Trust me.
Bullshit.
I don't agree.
Bullshit.
Man, Beanz is Beanz is
that's like
he's
we all
good
need to go
at
through
what he do.
something.
I like it.
My bad.
Y'all never went through nothing with no women.
But that's like we all have to go through some type of trauma.
Raise your hand.
Hold on.
What?
Let's answer Bean's question
nothing
first.
with a woman, raise your hand. All right, there it is. Check me.
I didn't hear what you
it's
said.
not what you. It's not that you have gone through it.
You rather you had to go through
ahead,
it.
Pete.
I mean, no, you
Right.
shouldn't have to go through that shit. That's like somebody have to go. I got to go to jail in order to learn. Hey, man, I've been of my lesson. I don't have to go to jail. I can hear about the stories of somebody going to jail and learn something from somebody else's experience. I can. You know, I don't want my son to go through the shit I went through. I for sure don't want to. I definitely want my daughter to go through what I put some women through. I don't want that for them. I mean,
But
so
they will.
no, hell no.
But they will, right? That's the point.
Yeah,
As
it's
long
possible.
as
It's
you,
not
It's
if
as
possible.
long as you make the choice to deal in this thing we call love, to deal in this thing we call relationships, you're gonna go through something, especially when you're younger, right?
But it's
so
not.
what I'm saying is, if I got a 20-year-old son and they're saying to me, you can make a choice. He could live his whole life and never experience no relationship trauma, but he'll never have anybody. He'll never have love. He'll never be in love or love anybody else. Or he's going to go through some things, but at the end of it, he'll find somebody and be all right. I would rather him go through some things. I would rather him know what that feels like to love somebody, right? Even when it's bad, because it ain't always going to be good for you. And you're going to want somebody to love you through your bad too. And just because it ain't forever all the time don't mean it wasn't worth it. I've had some really good 7-year relationships that I don't regret, as traumatizing as they were at the time. But that's because of where I was. If I was where I am now then, it probably wouldn't have traumatized me as much. You see what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
everybody has their
yeah,
life
I'm-
lessons to go through. It just is what it is.
I don't think you have to. I think growing up, you know, we were badass kids, and I think my mom said, "Hey, don't touch that stove; it's hot." I said, "Okay, come on." I said, "Okay," and I went and touched that motherfucker, and I'm reminded to this day that motherfucker hot, and I don't go touch it no more. I think that it's not about if you go through it; it's how much you allow yourself to go through. And I think if you're in one bad situation with somebody, that should be enough to to help you understand the next situation. And when you start to see because a lot of men, we see the red flags, but we want, but we avoid the red, but we avoid the red flags to remove the red draws. And I think that's the problem. We see the red, we see how she's talking to the waitress. We see how she's on the phone with her mama. We see how she's talking to her kids if she have them. We see how she is with her job. We see how she dressed, how she looked, how she got that snap in her neck. You don't think that you're going to be a victim of that? Hank, can you finish this sentence for me? It's very popular saying that Hank has. Leave her ass where Hank?
At the restaurant.
At the restaurant. Get up, walk, and say, I got to go to the bathroom, get in your car and leave her. Learn from your mistakes, move forward. I don't think the dudes should have to just continuously go through toxic situations, especially for years. Good God Almighty. Can you imagine?
Bro, you can ask David Johnson. I left a motherfucker at Waffle House. It felt so good.
What?
It felt so good to drive smooth off while she was in the bathroom. Because when we first got to the restaurant and sat down, she was dogging the hell out of this one girl that looked like she was about to cry trying to order take our food, and she was going in on her, and the girl did nothing wrong. You'd have been proud of me, dog. As soon as I seen it, a thought came to me and the feeling came across my heart. You're not going back with me. And man, she cussed this girl out upside down, this young girl too, out there. It was after the club. It was like 2, 3 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah,
that girl just trying to make $1. That girl was looking at me with water in her eye like I was about to say something. I said, I'm thinking to myself, you don't know she'll kill both of us, right? I just found that out how she cussed you out. Let's go to the bathroom. I got you. As soon as she got up, walked away, I pulled out $20 and I looked at that girl. I said, I ain't ordered nothing. She just ordered a whole bunch of shit that she think I'm about to pay for. Let her take the order. Here go $20. I need you to wipe your eyes with it. And I chunked the deuces and left. It was the best feeling I had in 20 years.
I know that's right.
Even at the restaurant.
Yeah,
Beanz.
Because when do we get to the point where we start injecting footstools to these women? Some of these women don't even deserve the time that you have to give them. Sitting with them, I hear women all the time. I'm in corporate America. I hear these women all the time who come to work looking like monkey birds, and they talk like they're beautiful. They talk like if you close your eyes real tight, you think they were Kelly Rowland. But they're rolling down the hallways. They're terrible. And I think that we've got this footstool disease that we've given them that they think they are. My grandfather said, son, I would rather be incarcerated physically for 10 years than mentally incarcerated for 20. And a lot of men are mentally, just think about it. Yesterday, I was in Florida, got in this morning. Me and the wife is sitting at the table, just looking at couples come in and sit down. I wish I could have took the camera out and show y'all how many niggas sitting at the table with their wives miserable. I mean, they not even looking at their wives. They're not conversating with them the whole time. They like this. Don't say no, just miserable. And she said, oh, you don't think they're happy? I said, shit, you see it? Next couple come in. We just watching. The man didn't even sit by his wife, just went around the other way and sat with his little girl, talking to the daughter the whole time. She's sitting over there ordering her food. You're not even looking at her. Just miserable, incarcerated. Oh, Lord help us.
Imagine in 2026, somebody named Douglas saying that men shouldn't talk about trauma in public.
You saw that? Ooh.
Yeah, I mean, look, this is what I'm saying. Like, this is where I know the God that y'all believe in put me on this earth, right? Is to combat idiocracy like this, right? Because I want you to go tell that to those men from the military who come back fucked up and can't sleep, and waking up with night sweats and shit, and can't hold down a job and become alcoholics and get addicted to pain meds and all that other shit. Tell that to the 34% of men from the military that claim PTSD and get disability every fucking year. Go tell them not to talk about trauma because they're literally using trauma to get a paycheck. But I bet you ain't gonna go say that shit to them, right? You gonna come on the chat and say it to somebody on a panel, right? Because you ain't gonna get your mouth hit, right? But it's all good though.
Can I throw one in with Beanz? And we don't talk about it a lot, or say that to the young men who are molested by women. I have come across a lot of men, and I didn't know that it was such a thing. A lot of men have been molested by grown ass women. And I go ahead.
No, I'm gonna ask this question. Any men on this panel ever been 12, 13 years old, been covered up and bucked up and taught some things sexually by a woman that's much older than you?
Much.
TMAX?
Yeah, I won't go as far as 12, but definitely before I was 18, and they were definitely over 18. Yeah.
Oh yeah, me too.
Taught me how to suck a titty. That was the first titty I ever sucked.
Yeah, me too.
I saw your eyes. Yep.
Yeah, me too. I've told it, but
titty.
He was on the show, I think, some time back when I talked about the situation with the lady. Yeah, I was 12 years old, mowed the lady yard, walked in the house. I'll tell the whole story one day, but just give you a little synopsis here. Walked in the house from mowing the yard, tell her the yard was through, didn't knock, open the door. She stand at the refrigerator, robe open. I said, "Oh, I'm sorry." She said, "No, you can look, you're a young man." Next thing you know, grab a titty. This is how you eat pussy. This is how you stroke one out. This is how you do this. This is how you do that. Up until I was probably 16, 17 years old.
You was
I was
married.
probably 12,
you was
13
common
at
law
the
with that
time.
one.
Well, and she was like 49, 50.
It seems like when we talk about men in that situation, it has a completely different connotation than when we talk about girls in that situation. And I think that's disheartening because the men that I know now have trust issues. They put, because we have to put a label on everything, right? So now he has trust issues. Now he's into pornography. Now he's, he has a sex addiction. Like it has such a different connotation when we talk about young men. And I'm talking about young men who are 11, 12, 13 years old being, because it's molestation, being molested by grown ass women. It has such a different connotation, and I actually hate that.
Yeah.
I'm mad now I didn't use my example I usually use earlier when we was having the environment conversation. Because one of my examples that I usually use when we had that conversation is about young girls who are being molested at home, right? Maybe by a father or some other relative. And my question is always, do you expect for them to be different while they're still going home to that? Right? So this young girl is going home, she's being molested. When she comes out into the school, you want her to behave a certain way. If she's 16 or older, she got a job, you want her to behave a certain way. But let's say that she does. Let's say that she comes out and she meets a Ashley or Chrissy, she has a conversation. You're saying some things to her that is making her want to change, but she got to go right back to that environment. So no matter what it is that you're saying to her, it doesn't mean a fucking thing if she has to go back to that environment. So again, not to rehash it, but it don't matter what you saying to somebody if they in love with their problems, right? If they gotta go back to the same environment, what you talking about don't mean
Mr.
nothing.
It's not the same comparison.
If that little, it's not the same thing. That little girl can tell Ashley.
He would try to use a cricket leg
Ashley,
to tie
this man touched me.
dumbass.
My daddy touching me. Ashley's going to go and make sure that man's not going to touch that little girl no more. If she meet the right woman, she's going to get her out of that situation.
Right, but that's not the same comparison because that's a minor, that's a kid. So it's different because they're going to go to an adult, or an adult is going to make sure they get out of that environment.
By force, if need be.
Right, it's a different type.
You're not serious right now, are you?
Yes, the fuck we is. That's a different type of comparison.
Wow. So I just want to make this sure. You're saying that in the majority of situations where girls are being molested on, or any kid for that matter, they're being saved from those situations. I just stand on it. Yes.
You just said the key word. What was the key word that you said?
I'm just asking you, can you stand on it? Yes or no?
That you just said.
I don't know what you think the key word was.
The key word is kid. That
right, absolutely. So yes or no.
Right. So that means 9 times out of 10, if they go to someone, an authority figure is going to step in and remove them out of the environment. That
Absolutely.
is an adult.
Thank you, Chrissy. I appreciate you so much.
Yeah,
this
so-
is
so-
why this is why I like you.
So Beanz,
Please,
hold
can
on,
I-
Beanz.
please, can I
Beanz,
say
hold
something,
on.
T-Max?
Let's get some clarity. Beanz, I agree with how you answered that question. Me and you are on the same page with how you framed it. But I'm gonna ask you a question because you used the majority. Do you think that majority of children, male or female, girls or boys, that's getting touched on or physically taken advantage of, right? Do you think that they're telling somebody or they silent?
Can't say. But if I had to choose,
You can say a lot of shit except for answer the question in your own opinion. This is
Well,
your
no,
opinion, bro.
I know, and I'm answering it the way I want to, right? Which is that I like dealing with numbers, so it's hard for me to quantify that. But if
undefeated.
hey,
Beanz, hold on. I got something for you, bro. I was gonna save this for you
land?
to the end of the show.
Like,
no, I can't
my
because
time
you
matters
want.
too.
I'm gonna give you the floor after because I got somebody about to pull up here in a second that I'm gonna drop myself and allow them to come up to the panel for the rest of the show. Here's what I got for you, Chief. This is when big dogs step up in the room and you try to do stuff like eat food that you can't handle.
It's hard for me to answer that because I like to use numbers. I like to be really frank. If you made me choose younger, I'm gonna say told somebody, yes. Told somebody, yes. Right. But I also asked the question though, right? Chrissy answered it. And I'm thankful that Chrissy answered it, right? Because now we have to have this conversation about why do I keep hearing people talk about the hidden secret in everybody's family, the uncle who was touching on all these kids that everybody knew about and nobody was doing anything about. Y'all have to start standing on the stuff that you mentioned. Stop saying shit and then in the next breath saying something completely different, right? Now, to be fair, no, I haven't heard anybody on this panel necessarily say that, but that's the point. Is it true or not? Because I keep hearing women talk about these men in the family that was touching on the kids and everybody knew about it and didn't do anything about it. So is that true or not? Please, I just need somebody to stand on something. Yes or no? Is it true or not?
I think I like how you be deflecting and shit. But what I think you
I like how you don't answer my
No.
questions.
I like how you deflect.
Y'all try to frame what the person is doing instead of answering the question.
When you saying the environment for an adult is different for a child because that child can't leave that environment because they're not an adult. So the adult is setting the environment for that child.
What the fuck does what? How is that? How is that
I
going against anything
understand.
I've already said?
I just lost you all the way. I'm not
That's because you
confused.
saying some shit I don't even know what that means.
Because you went back to the conversation with the environment. And that goes back to, at the end of the day, a child does not have a choice of the environment that they are in. That is the difference between an adult and a child. And when you went to make your statement about a kid and things happening to that child, it goes back to they're a child. So someone is responsible for them until they become an adult. So if someone is touching them, 9 times out of 10, they have told someone. And if they go to school and tell someone, authorities are going to step in. That's what I'm saying. It's not a choice because they're children.
I see what it is. Can I ask you a question? You have any kids?
I do. I have 2 kids.
Have they ever been sick, like a cold or flu or something like that?
Yes.
What did you give them?
I gave them Dayquil. I gave them cough medicine, but they're still see. This is what you always try to do.
This is what y'all do. You don't ever want to walk with nobody, right? So
it ain't walking because already you walking trying to walk to some bullshit.
Absolutely.
And I'm saying we're gonna stay middle. We're gonna stay focused right in the middle. Right, at the end of the day, the conversation was based on if an adult is in love with the environment, can you help them? No,
we
they're an
been there
adult.
already if you would have just answered. If you just followed me for a second, right? So here's my question to you again. You said you gave them the flu, cough medicine, stuff like that. When you were sick, what did you take?
Shit, cough medicine, same thing. I'm an
Checkmate.
adult.
You can move on now.
Thank you. I'm an adult.
Right.
Totally
you took the same thing. You needed the same
It
medicine
does
that
not
you gave
matter.
to the kids.
You still trying to land a plane that ain't
You
gonna land
used
over
the
here.
same medicine that you gave to the kids
It's not
for yourself.
landing. It's not landing. Sorry.
It is.
It's not.
Oh, it's landing.
It's
Just
not
watch
landing.
my show tomorrow. It's
It ain't
landing.
landing. It ain't landing.
Right? You use the
It ain't
same
landing.
exact medicine for
Don't
yourself that you
think
gave to the
what you
kids.
said don't make any goddamn sense because they're children. And
What does that have
children
to do
don't
with
have
the,
a
what does that
choice.
have to do with what the cure is? The cure is still the same thing. Change the environment.
The cure
It doesn't
ain't
change.
the same
It
thing.
doesn't
You
matter.
can't go. You cannot force a grown ass person to get up and do what you ask them to. With a child, they have to listen to you because you're an adult, and that is respect. It's the difference.
Absolutely. Which is why tomorrow when you watch my review, you'll see me before we even had that argument. You hear me say you can't change anybody. They have to change themselves. I literally said that. It's not my fault y'all wasn't listening, right? But the fact of the matter is the question was
oh my goodness,
absolutely,
deflection 100. Oh my goodness, deflection 100. I am not.
The question was, can you help? Right? So when she just made that statement about these boys, right? And what becomes of them? What becomes of them?
Anybody watching his channel tomorrow, I just wanted to let y'all know he's word salad. He's slick with it. And he doubled down on something that he said that he know we heard, but the first bullshit he said was totally totally false.
Wait, so if you heard me say it, then what would be the purpose of
I heard you when you said it, and I asked you a question,
people?
but I asked you a question when you said it. Do you do it by force or you allow them to change because they're in love with it?
And when I tried to answer that, you wouldn't allow me to, right? So
what you talking about is
now I'm responding. I was responding to what Ashley said because Ashley mentioned something very important. She said when those boys get touched on by those women, what ends up happening? She said they develop these habits, right? Such as being addicted to porn and all these other things, right? So guess what? They don't beat that until they turn 18 and then magically they not affected by it no more. Right? So whatever that is that they had as kids.
You going whole left field. We in a whole other
absolutely,
goalpost.
Chrissy, it's okay. It's
BMU.
okay. Just let me land and you can have it. I'll mute up for the rest of the show.
Yeah, go ahead.
The fact of the matter is that when she said that, though that sex addiction and all that ain't just bothering them as kids, they taking that shit into adulthood. This is what I'm saying. It becomes a part of them. It's a part of the trauma that follows men into their adulthood. And a lot of times, in order for people to change, they need to be able to see a different environment to even know that the change is possible. That was my entire argument. And I'll even admit that I probably didn't lay it out the best way, but I also was interrupted a lot. So maybe if y'all wouldn't have been doing that,
this is good, bro. You just like
even though I just said it, you still gonna pretend like you don't understand what I just said. Watch,
bruh. This is crazy, and I'm sad.
See?
I'm really saddened in my heart that shit sound good enough for me to do this here with you, because it was a whole bunch of bullshit you just said right there. I'm gonna tell you the reason why, because I heard what you said, and when you said it, I get paid to listen for years, right? And when you said it, I heard you. I said you're absolutely right, but then I asked you a follow-up question. To every time you said something, I asked you a follow-up question. And the one question when I asked you, you started stumbling over your shit because it didn't make sense to what you said. As an adult, because you said change the environment for the adult, not the kid. That's why Chrissy's trying to tell you there's a difference. So as an adult, how do you change their environment? I'm about to let it go. BMU, you're gonna have the floor in a second because I got a guest here that I'm gonna drop down and be courteous enough because I've already landed 17 747s on this panel today, right? So
Beanz, at this point, you spirit.
So look, Beanz,
17 747.
17 747s is crazy. I'm gonna leave because before you clip up the rest of my talking points, I'm gonna leave, and I can't wait to see your show tomorrow. BMU, you and Chrissy go ahead on and take over the panel. I'm gonna drop down. I got Rates Refined in the building, ladies and gentlemen. welcome her to the panel. She's gonna join this next conversation. BMU, I got one more topic for your dog. You can ask for it at whatever time you want me to bring it up. All right?
Yeah, you can do it now.
All right, too easy. I'm gonna drop down and bring her up. Then I'll do it. All right.
All right.
Hey, look, I'll see y'all at the end. Catch
Right.
Nick.
That boy said he landed so many 747s, he didn't run out of fuel. Yeah. Rach Refined, how are you tonight?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. It's nice to digitally meet you tonight.
You too.
We're gonna go.
A woman found hanging from a tree behind a Jackson house has been identified, and that case is raising new questions tonight.
That's right. A city councilman says that federal authorities need to step in.
Councilman Kenneth Stokes says he just sent a letter to the U.S. Attorney for the Southern District of Mississippi asking for the agency to help in any way it can after a young woman was found hanging from a tree in an abandoned home in West Jackson.
Anything that they can provide to get this hanging case solved quickly. We need to have someone in handcuffs as soon as yesterday.
County coroner identified the woman as 29-year-old Tasia Fortune. And investigators say Fortune's body had been hanging in the tree for 3 to 4 days before someone found it Monday night at the house on Road of Remembrance.
Where you go, they talking about that hanging. I don't care where you go, to the grocery store, to get something to eat, people talking about that hanging.
The Jackson Police Department has said little about the case in the past 4 days. Other than a late Monday night social media post, JPD has been so tight-lipped, they haven't even sent out a press release.
Once upon a time, a press release will have come out quickly because of the sensitive nature of hangings in Mississippi.
Alrighty, let's talk about it.
In a Thursday interview with 16 WAPT, Police Chief Rochelle Brackney refused to answer any questions about the hanging investigation. Councilman Stokes says even if there's no racial element to this hanging, he says given Mississippi's history of lynchings, public officials all across the city need to step up and say this is unacceptable behavior.
Black woman whose body was found hanging from a tree behind a vacant Jackson, Mississippi home is 29-year-old Tasia Fortune, or Tasia Fortune. The Hinds County Coroner's Office confirmed on Thursday. Authorities have not said if they suspect foul play. I want you to keep the picture up, Jordan. We talked about this last time, this pattern that says either A, we don't suspect foul play, or there's no evidence of foul play, or not saying there could be foul play.
I just want to say this to start this off. First of all, I think we need younger people in leadership. I think the older people are just tired. They're tired. We need younger people who have fire, who can step in and say what they mean and mean what they say. But I will say this, because I've been talking about this forever, and I'm so glad my boy TMAX is going to let me cook for a minute. Mississippi is burning. Now, I said this a few weeks ago, and everybody said, oh, that's just racist. Oh, it's just a lot of race talk. Mississippi is burning. And it always has, and it always will be. And I think you could throw the entire state in the trash can. Black people have never had a fair shot in Mississippi ever. That's why you're finding all these mass graves. That's why they're trying to build new homes and finding bones and feet and skulls. And it misses their bodies coming up missing everywhere, hanging, 70 hangings, guys. And they said, hey, 68 of them were self-inflicted. They did it to themselves. In the trees, some of these people they're hanging from, they needed help getting up there, for sure. So Mississippi is burning. So guys, I'm gonna go around the panel here. We'll start with RT. RT, what are your thoughts when it comes to this story, knowing that we have Nolan Wells, we had Baby Cohen, we had the homeless guy that got ran over, we had the lady found in the police van in the parking lot, and they said, hey, there's no cameras working out there. They all weren't working. So, I mean, it's just a pattern of Mississippi. They found the boy dismembered in 4 counties, head over here, arms over here. I mean, this is Mississippi in the last year. What are your thoughts, RT?
I think I just read something about that today. I think that there's something terribly going wrong in Mississippi. I don't know what's happened in the last year that, all of this stuff is happening, but there's something wrong. There's something terribly wrong in Mississippi. I don't know what's going on, what happened, or what the details are behind her, but it's almost like these people are being hunted in Mississippi. That's what it feels like.
I agree with you completely, and you're absolutely right. A lot of them, I do feel like they're being hunted. Just imagine, Mississippi was one of the states that they were. A lot of people don't know this, and I hate to go into teacher mode here, but y'all know the sirens that go off for the tornado warnings. Do you guys know that they didn't begin that way? Mississippi started first. Those sirens, when they went off, that was a notification to tell all the white residents that the black people were now going to go grocery shopping. That black people would be out in the streets. So get back in your houses because they're about to go shopping. They're about to be out right now. And so when you hear those sirens, that's what that's for. That's Mississippi as well. So I do. It's really, really bad in Mississippi. And somebody in the chat said, well, if that's a problem, why are they still there? Because Mississippi is one of the poorest states for black people in the United States. And you go there, the houses are leaning over. Trees are growing up through the floors of the homes. So this is what we're dealing with. So we'll move on to you, Ronnie. What are your thoughts?
Common sense was my first thought. So get the fuck out of here with that bullshit. Whatever the media is trying to put out there. Because 90% of your perception is your reality for most people. So, and that'd be the common sense part. I see a bigger problem, given my background experience, probably that's why it's directed me that way. I see the major problem in Mississippi, but I see a bigger problem across the nation because it ain't just Mississippi. And this is just shit that we see on the media. It's just shit that it just happens to be the shit that they display. How much are they not displaying? How much has not been displayed or been caught up with? And that shit got me tripping, yo. Like, I'll be straight up fighting my wife, like, you ain't going without me. You ain't doing that. You ain't going out and about without me. Really, Dad, and all night. We ain't doing it. Fucking side by side rides out there in the cut and countries and shit. Like, you got me fighting with her over it. Like, going on cruises used to be a thing. I don't know about a cruise ship nowadays. Hopping on a fucking island and shit. Like, I'm about to be fucking solo dolo going against a whole squad of motherfuckers for some random ass reason just because they don't like me, because they don't like her, because they don't like us. And I'll be damn, I'm the first to go over my wife, period. So that shit got me fucked up. The government system, the authorities, the folks that living in that city, the county, the way it's running. All of a sudden we got flock cameras everywhere, but we can't find what the fuck happened. Like, there's too much fucking bullshit. Too much bullshit. And you're absolutely right. Replacement is the key for leadership.
Yeah. And I think that black people, we need to understand this as well. Chrissy, you on deck. I think this is what we need to understand as well. I go to a lot of gun shows because I'm a gun guy. I love my guns. I love all of them. And I try to buy as many as I can. I got all the ammo that I need and probably need some more. But I go to these gun shows, and then predominantly in those lines at the gun shows is 98% Caucasian, probably 2% black. Probably see a black person every now and then. We just don't prepare for nothing. But if I travel, because I'm from the South. I'm from down in there. And I know my grandfather, when he was living, talking about them sundown towns, don't go through there at night after 9:30. Don't go that way. I don't care about none of that shit no more. Like, if I'm gonna drive through somewhere, I'm gonna go through there. And if I go through there, you try to pull me over, I'm not stopping unless I'm in a well-lit area, Walmart or some shit. I'm not stopped on the side of no country road. If you try to pull me over, knock me outside the road, we're gonna kill each other. I mean, that's how I feel. That's where I'm at. But Chrissy, what are your thoughts?
I think it was a statement. They do have the Nola Well case going on. She did get hung on Remembrance Street. I feel that it was a statement to the Black people, like, this is gonna continue. This is your warning. For them to say they haven't even did a press conference and how she was hung is diabolical.
It don't take much, because when Nolan went down, they said he drowned immediately.
And then they just found a Klan's box like in the town state building, and it had the leisure and the robe and everything in a box. So, I mean, it's all tied into one. They are the number one for KKK.
Yep. And I just, like I said again, I always give the little synopsis before we go to one yourself, you up or you on deck. I just think that when you look at these stories, even Emmett Till was at his uncle's house. He allowed men to intrude his house and pull out his 14-year-old nephew in front of him and drag him off. Yeah, we're not there anymore. You can't come in my house and drag my son out of here. I was watching a video of police, a boy pulled up in the yard, police spooked him. Teenage boy, 16, 17, pulled up in the yard, spooked him. He ran to the door, beating on the door, hollering for his daddy. Daddy, the police here, they're gonna try to kill me. The police at the door beating the shit out of him. His dad opened the door and said, what y'all doing? Warn yourself. Go ahead, brother.
Only thing I want to say is it's unfortunate for this to be happening, not because one thing I realized, this not only happens in the Mississippi, it's like the Alabama, the Arkansas, and those places as well, in Alabama. I just wish that the law and stuff really go hard and really get to the bottom of what's happening instead of just being passive about it. I really think they wait on probably like social media to solve the case, and a part of me feel like they really don't care at the same time, and they look at it like, okay, this is just one person, that Black person that we got to worry about. So that's just how I look at it.
Yeah, it's getting bad. Even when you talk about the surrounding states, one of the stories that picked out that's probably right outside right at the bottom of Georgia, right up in there. Even the Kendrick Johnson story. If you guys haven't saw the documentary on what happened to Kendrick, guys, it will have you so emotionally torn apart that you probably need a day. How does a 17-year-old boy, Hank, you familiar with the school and the gym? How does a 17-year-old boy crawl inside of a gym mat and suffocates himself to death with blunt force trauma and his shoes outside with blood on them? And they find all type of evidence, a shirt with blood on it, another pair of shoes with blood on it. They said, did you test that? Oh, no, we didn't test it. Blood splatter on the wall. Did you test the blood splatter on the wall? Nah, that's somebody else's blood. Right? At the end of that documentary, they asked the two white boys, just like they're asking Nolan right now to his friends. They asked the two white boys, they said, hey, did you guys see him? Because y'all had a fight with him on the bus. They said that Kendrick beat the hell out of him on the bus. Mm-hmm. And he said, hey, did y'all ever see him? He said, oh, we cool. Me and Kendrick cool. He said, did y'all see him that day that he died? No, we ain't see him. They went back and watched all the redacted FBI videos. And right in the middle of all those redacted videos, they found a video of the two brothers following Kendrick around the whole day. To this day, no arrest. It was 6 years ago. We'll go to Hank. What are your thoughts, Hank?
Oh, shit. My thoughts is to get out of that slave state.
Yep.
They slaves. They still slaves down there. It is what it is. And unfortunately, people they not gonna move. They not gonna stay because they feel like they stuck. My thing is, man, them folks need to come together as a community and start saving their money up and get the hell up out of there by any means necessary. Why stay in a state that shows you constantly the lack of respect for you as a people, the lack of respect for you as your as residents? They don't care about you. And I'm wondering if the people are just turning the other cheek and accepting the bullshit that they're going through. Are they really making a fuss and making it letting it be known that some shit needs to change? Are they just, well, that's just how they are? That should be the last answer that you be saying when you're going through some shit like that. But some people are okay with that. Some people are okay with being a victim. Some people are okay with the abuse. Some people accept that shit because it's been going on for so long. I don't see how any young man would want to go to any school, especially in colleges, because people don't realize the mascot was Johnny Rebel back. They had Confederate flags. Even in the early 2000s, they flown that shit. Why would you want to live and go to a school or institution like that? You couldn't pay me enough money in the world. And ain't enough NIL money in the world that you're going to send me down to one of them goddamn slave states like Mississippi. Ain't no way. But they doing it. I don't understand. I don't have that much love for this goddamn pavement that I'm going to stay there and deal with this bullshit. So I landed there.
All right, Ashley, it's on you.
I agree. I'm trying to figure out why we there. I'm trying to figure out why we hadn't hauled ass and titties. I don't know why we there. They've made it clear how they feel about our kind, how they feel about us. I don't know why we're there. I don't know what it's going to take. It baffles me, and it's heartbreaking and it's sad. Again, I don't know what it's going to take, but I don't know why we're there.
I don't know what it's going to take either, because even you remember when they had bad water in all the urban areas there, they took $8 million. I think it was $8 million and gave it to Brett Favre, and Brett Favre built a tennis court for his daughter. And they didn't fix the water. They just, in Mississippi, they just gave the money to Brett Favre, who was a multimillionaire, to build
There's
a tennis.
a whole documentary about him and the misuse of that money and the monies that he has misused. But black folk love him.
They love him.
Black folk love him. But there's a whole documentary, and I think I watched it, matter of fact, last year, about his misuse of that money and other said monies, and we love him.
And I thought we was on the precipice.
Most of them they love their master. They love the
Oh, yeah, they love the master.
Shit, what the fuck? This is no
Made me
different.
think about Django.
Yeah, I thought we was on the precipice of something beautiful in Alabama 3 years ago, when that white man hit that black boy in the mouth. I mean, that black man in the head, and all the black people stood up and beat the shit out of all the white people down there and bust their ass up with them chairs. I thought we was on to something. I think that's what it's gonna have to take. I think what's to cleanse Mississippi, I think it's just gonna take a whole bunch of motherfuckers like Nat Turner, who didn't give a fuck, to go down there and say, you know what? You bitches want to keep hanging us in the dark. We're finna clean this whole motherfucker out. And then we won't have no problem. You start killing them, and the news start coming up. Brother Sam, 93-year-old KKK leader, found hung in a tree behind Kroger. He found hung behind McDonald's. we comical with our hangings. We would hang that bitch up behind the old Blockbuster. and after about 6 months, after about 6 or 7 months of cleansing that shit, you won't have no problems. Go ahead, check that.
See, now I was trying not to bring up civil revolution, but you just basically laid out the elements.
Absolutely, that's what it's gonna take.
Yeah, it looks real bad. It does. It would make it easier if they were actually coming out with, like, facts about the case, the autopsy, like things of that. It would help. But the way there's no information being put out there, it allows everybody to be able to make these assumptions and say that it's this. Because I want to say, like, wasn't there one, like, there was a boy found hung there maybe like a year ago or something, but it turned out to be suicide. So, but the fact that they're not bringing any information, right, so they say, but it's bad. It's all bad.
You know what's crazy? A black woman walking down the street and say, they're going to abandoned house. I go a tree. I'm gonna hang myself today. Get the fuck out of here.
Hey, BMU.
What investigation do you need?
I know Beans was about to jump in there, but I want to say this. They said, bro, how far she was up. They were so far up, they had to get a crane, like a actual lift to go up there and retrieve her.
Yeah.
So my whole thing to these suicide or quote unquote labeled suicides, right? And we talking about black people, y'all. And we talking about black people in the South, where back in the state where there was a whole bunch of that going on, right? Back in the day. Who do y'all think finna go out that way if we finna take ourselves out?
You ain't lying.
In the state that is known for that. That's almost like even knowing that your people, right? Unless you was just trying to set off a fucking race war type shit, where you gonna fool your people into going to war because you took yourself out by a hanging. I don't think black people doing that, right? First of all, here's another damn thing. Nowadays it's different because of the softness of the homes and stuff. But back in the day, we didn't even take ourselves out. That was not our thing. Not by the numbers that's happening nowadays. I get it. So much stuff going on where homes is and another reason why, because what people don't know is the broken home, right, is one of the number one reasons why a young child all the way through their teenage years will be just more depressed than the bully fucking with them at the playground. Mom and dad ain't getting along. I got to bounce back and forth between two households with two new niggas, the stepmama and the stepdaddy, that's trying to tell them what to do. So, Beanz, you can laugh. It's free. It's free.
This shit writes itself.
Yep, I'll be right back over here next Sunday to make more sense. Go ahead, Chrissy True Blue.
Yeah, so and how she was, so how they said she was hung, her hands were behind her head. So how would you be able to hang yourself and your hands is behind your head?
Because she didn't hang herself.
I don't care how you put it. That was done by trained professionals.
Yep.
That was just too high.
Let me enlighten you people. Most of the people who are doing these hangings are the people who are investigating. A lot of these motherfuckers are Dexters.
Yeah, and they're
investigating their own crimes.
Right, but they're not even investigating because they're gonna say she committed suicide. They're gonna watch it. So it's like, even with the Nolan case, they are, even the coroner, all of them are connected. They're connected to the judge. They're married into the families. They all know each other. It's gonna be watched because it's a cover up. Like, they've arrested 3 people, but they ain't arrested the person that killed him.
Yep. You own it, Chris. Jay Prince, Black House. What's going on, man?
What's going on, y'all? So I would say, I think black men should be embarrassed to have this conversation around amongst black women, especially when you trying to convince black women that you are the leaders, that somehow you powerful. When you thought that making money made you powerful, but yet, your women up here watching you get slaughtered. I mean, even though it's unfortunate, but men doing what men do, right? They taking out the weaker man, and they children whooping your ass. And you thought that sucking up to the white man's and doing what the white man tell you to do and make his money, playing into his system, playing into his game, somehow that was going to free you, or somehow that was going to stop white men from punking on you. No, let's call it like it is. I like to be straight down the middle. Black man, you getting punked, you getting hold. You should be embarrassed to have this conversation, because although these black women on the platform sitting up here and saying that's horrible and crying with y'all, but whole time you get in a relationship with them, you get to start acting stupid. They're gonna be like, oh, you a bitch. You know, right. This is where the lack of respect for black men come from, because when you do have these black boys getting murked from white kids, when you do have these black women getting murked, the black man never there to show up. But I guarantee you, if a black man harm a white woman, If a black man harm a Chinese woman, if a black man harm a Spanish woman, they men gonna pull up. Each and every last one of them, they gonna let you know this not how shit finna go down. They gonna let you know. But when something happened to a black man or his children, ain't no black man pulling up on that. Not this marching shit. I'm talking about on that type of time, getting matching energies. Right? You too busy trying to pull up on me. Right? Because I said some stuff you don't like. So I think that I think black men, you have to check yourself. You can't stop these men from being men. I mean, if I was ruling, I'll bitch your ass too. I mean, I done built the country off your back. You think I'm finna stop? Yeah, I'll stop hanging you, but I'm gonna whoop your ass when I feel like it. And every time I whoop your ass, although your women are sitting up here crying with you, right? I'm showing your black women, I'm talking as if I'm a white man. Although they up here crying with you, but I'm showing your black women, you ain't no man. You ain't shit. You can't protect them, right? You can't even protect your own kids. Them boys had a father. You can't protect them. You know why? Because you think that you coward. And then you got the nerve to move in an individual mind state. I'm only worried about me and mine. Well, they not on it. They moving as a unit. That's what make them powerful. So I think that as long as I land with this, as long as y'all want to continue to making money, chasing the bag, and think that's gonna make women bow down to your knees, or think that's what make you a leader in the white man system, you have been bamboozled. I think until you grab your balls, that goes for me too, because I'm afraid. I'm gonna be honest. I'm afraid, black man. I'm so afraid of white men is ridiculous to go up there and bet on them. Maybe because I was raised to be afraid of them. Their education system taught me and indoctrinate me to be afraid of them. It taught me to target everybody else. Well, target only black people. But I better not dare target no other race, because they have a militant mindset and they will come and get on that with me. And that's crazy. You need permission from your enemy to fight your enemy. You got to ask white man, is it legal to have self-defense to shoot a cop if the cop shooting you? What if there's no self-defense law yield around there? So if a cop come on some dummy, you just got to sit there and let that man blow your head off because you're so afraid to defend for your own life. You got to ask them for permission to defend your life against them. That's crazy.
Now, what Jay Prince? Yeah, I got you, Chris.
JP's from Mississippi. That's the type of men I'm talking about. The people I'm talking about from Mississippi.
Jay Prince, mute yourself, Jay, because you got to echo Jay Prince. Mute yourself.
Yeah, that's type
I think
of
what he's
people in
referring to.
Mississippi.
Yeah, I think what he's referring to in the whole I'm gonna go back to the Mississippi thing because I don't know how we got, but he's talking about the book breaking, the motherfuckers, right? And people say motherfuckers now as a term of that motherfucker, but the initial root of that word is they used to take one of the strongest slaves, they would put a bag over his head, they would make him go in the room and make him have sex with his mother to create more stronger slaves. That's the term motherfucker came from. Also, buck breaking, they would take the strongest slave who would be little resistant, and they would bend him over in front of his wife and his children. And the overseer would fuck him in the ass in front of his wife and children to take his manhood in front of his wife and children and make everybody watch why they did it. So that would be no resistance. So that's what he's referring to.
Can I say this?
Hold on, let Chrissy go first. Go ahead, Chris.
I'm trying to understand where the hell was Jay Prince at? Like,
no, I'm actually on this topic. The thing is, that's what us black men should be focusing on, right? Because this stuff is continuing to happen in social media. It's like, instead of doing it like what BMU said, instead of doing it, gathering up black women to do it, take out the strongest man, and they doing it on public media. Black men getting hurt that's the only thing that's allowed to get shown on social media, right? That's the only thing that you cannot see. It was a video one time in Chicago where a bunch of black boys was doing something to this white boy. They took that video down immediately. And why is it's okay to see black men getting slaughtered? They want black women to know. They want black kids to know that these black men is soft, and that's in the video get to get played over and over again. Look at George Floyd. We seen how he got crying for his mama. And if that was in reverse, if like how these dudes was in Milwaukee slaughtering cops, that video didn't get shown. In fact, if you try to play that video, you would get your whole channel banned. Because a black dude aired out the cops, or that black dude in Milwaukee, hate to say it, when the cops deleted his brother. He went to the police station and shot up the whole police station. You can never see that video online. So they want to make an image. They put out the reason why it's allowed. Well, black people getting slaughtered because they trying to send a message. Okay. How that's not on topic, Carissa?
You said what?
That was Carissa.
How that's not on topic though?
Who the fuck?
Because if we talk about black men, if that black boy, y'all keep saying, bringing up all these instances where black men or black boys is getting slaughtered. How come that's not the main? That should be the main focus. I mean, how many times when stuff like this happening, we gonna come up here? We did it with George Floyd, we did it with Carmel Anthony, we did it with Child, we did it with Trayvon Martin, we did it coming on here and saying, how many times you gonna be shocked? They never show you nothing different for 400 years. So why we come up here keep being faking to be shocked? No, they letting you know. If you ain't gonna do shit, shut up about it and accept it.
I can't take you serious. Anyway.
When you right, you right. I'm like this. Man, ain't nothing you can say when a nigga right. Shit. What you want me to
Jay
do?
Prince.
Mm-hmm.
How was your baby?
You, Jay.
Oh, huh?
How was your daughter?
They good. I took her to the hospital them that day.
Okay, good. I kept you all in prayer.
Damn, Jay Prince.
Appreciate that. Even though I don't believe in prayer, I think you pray with your actions.
No way.
I don't believe in a white man system. You can't sit up here. That's another thing.
Come on, man.
Don't take it there, Jay Prince. Take the win. But listen, you did connect.
I can't take nobody with no purple ass bonnet on. Serious.
It's Jay Prince. It's Jay Prince.
Serious.
All I was saying is I was wishing the best for you and your baby.
I appreciate that.
Listen, Jay Prince, it started out, I was like, what? But then you tied it together at the end with a nice, pretty bow. I see what you did there. But you know what you got to do now, right? Now you got to stand on a solution. You got to tell us what it is.
He ain't got one.
I do have a solution.
All right, here we go. Let's hear it.
Any man calls himself a white man has no solution for me.
The solution is we're not gonna get nowhere if we continue to move individually. Before you even talk about battling, you got to prepare yourself as a unit.
Christ.
One person going up there standing to a white man, you just gonna look foolish. You gonna look foolish, right? So until we have one like, especially when it comes to stuff like this, and divorce this mindset of chasing the white man's dollar bill, or continue to let the white man lead us out of ignorance and make him. And he told us that we can defeat him. Not saying that we actually went to war, we lost against them. The white man stories made us believe that we was inadequate to stand up to them. Stories made us believe that. So I think that we had to divorce ourselves from that. Come up with our own way, just like we do niggas in the ghetto, right? We don't have no problem of going to war in the ghetto. Look at the drill scene in Chicago and New York and all this other type of stuff. You're gonna do the same time. If you kill a black man in Chicago, you're gonna do if you get life in prison, you're gonna get the same time if you delete white boys, right? So it's just trying to target you. So you willing to, instead of redirect the attention from black men and put it on the people that's just punking you. You gonna do the same time.
But how can we take you serious? And you just said you were scared of the white man. So how can we take you serious?
This is why.
So the white man got you trained. The white man got you trained, huh?
I think yes, absolutely.
Shout out
Most
to the
of
white
us
man.
black men, this is why we have this conversation today.
So he has no solution, like I said.
How that's not
Wow.
how that's not no solution.
Wow.
You scared of the white man.
See, when you talking to black women used to archinate back for anybody at power, right?
Archinate
So
back.
of course, it's not a conversation for black women. They okay with you know
They
what the
arch,
black
we
women
arching our back, but you the same man that just came up here and said, I'm scared of the white man. So how would you be the voice of reason and you have no fucking solution?
Sound like you might be arching your back too, JP.
Just because they're not saying it out their mouth.
Anything you would be saying, I'm a proud black man, and I'm gonna stand up for the black man, and I'm gonna show you how to stand up for as a black man. You just got your ass on here and said I'm scared of the white man. I'm a white man. You sound crazy as hell. I can't take you serious.
What, Carissa? What I'm saying is,
I know you thought that
God damn,
scared of the white man. We just a lot of us
scared of the white man. God damn.
TMAX, you ready?
Watch this, Carissa. Just because I'm the first one to be admitted, you know how I know these other black men is afraid? Because I guarantee you, in them cities, right? In them cities where a lot of these dudes is in their cities, these black men not finna go up there and charge up at them white boys who did that to that boy. They all afraid. We all are. I'm just the first one. I'm humble enough to admit it.
So Jay
they
Prince,
keep trying to put on a tough exterior. I think once you
Jay
finally
Prince.
admit where you are, you can build from that. But keep living in this delusion and wanna play tough on the women. Bro, black men are afraid of the white man.
Hey, Jay Prince. Jay Prince. So Hink was just alluding to the fact that since you're talking that way, you may be arching your back for the white man. What do you have to say to Hink?
He is. He getting government assistance. Shit, he getting everything from the white man. Help me fucking understand. Make it make
Chris
sense.
called you a single baby mama with a dick.
So
that's what I heard her call you.
Wow.
So
charismatically, every black man in America is arching their backs. Every last one of them.
Not every black man in America. You is a hot ass mess.
Because
I can't take you serious.
No, hold on. So when the police pull up behind us, what do we known to do? Go to
That's
running.
what you going to do.
Wait, but when we pull up behind,
You said we go running.
That's what you going to do. Help me understand.
When we pull up behind whites, they don't think nothing of it. The white folks are not complaining about black folks and affecting their lives. White people are not complaining about black men is doing something to their people violently and getting off. White folks don't worry about black men. So these men that so-called violent on their chest, how come white men that's known who have done violent acts against you, how come they not worried about you? Where's these stories at?
Who the fuck is a black? I'm trying to understand. They a black man, but they want to be white.
I'm arguing that every black man is intimidated by whites. Now we go to war with each other.
Oh, you fucking learn.
All day long. We do that. You got JT pulling up on me. You got such we pulling up on the Hink and all this other shit, right? But when this stuff happened to Child, that boy with the Asian, we just had an Asian man getting off shooting up our black son in the back. Now these white boys drowning our son. It ain't no motherfucking pulling up. So how
But you
afraid?
Holy
you can't ride the fence. You can't say our sons because you just said you a white man. You black, but you a white man.
Hey, we got a major echo. So hey, JP is coming from
It's JP.
No, you good. Yeah, it's JP.
that's
It's coming
being
from
muted,
you.
it's
So
like muted,
when JP want to speak, he can unmute. But when you're not talking, just mute out real quick. Go ahead, Chris.
But I'm just saying he's talking about our sons. But you just said you clearly scared of the white man. So how's that? Now you want to be black again? Which one?
So I think when it comes to women, they like to hear words, right? And just because men say they're not afraid, their actions are showing you that they are afraid. So what I'm saying is our actions is we get humbled when it comes to white folks doing us to us, right? We know we go to war with each other. We get violent with each other. We want to risk it all. We ride it down on some niggas all damn day. But when it comes to these white boys, somehow we gain a lot of sense. So somehow we ain't that damn crazy like we've been trying to play in these streets. So that's what I'm saying. So just because I'm one to be bold enough and humble enough to understand, because once you acknowledge where you are mentally, you can build from top of there. As long as you keep trying not to pretend like you ain't afraid, you steady going backwards. You'll never move up. So yes, by me admitting that I'm being afraid, I can somehow overcome that fear. I can somehow, eventually, it's gonna be solutions coming, as long as you humble enough and you'll build on top of that fear. But if you ain't gonna never acknowledge that you're afraid, you're gonna stay in that dilemma.
Okay, so we're gonna acknowledge that you stopped taking welfare from the white man. We're gonna acknowledge that first, and then you can talk to me after that.
How the fuck is that shit even?
Why would I do some stuff like that? Then the white man, the white man don't fuck with black men, but yet they use black men to build this country even till this day.
You just asked him what the fuck was his resolution, and he came with this goofy ass shit. So
actually, he gave 2 resolutions. It ain't my fault.
What's the resolution? You gonna follow behind
this?
He's
trying to judge him on what you think about him instead of listening to him. What's the point of having him on the panel if we're not gonna actually listen to him? If he says something retarded, I'll be the first one to say it, right?
What did he say?
But see, that's the point. Acknowledge you didn't hear him first.
What did he say? I heard everything he said. I'm asking you what did he say?
I ain't telling you shit.
Right, because you ain't listening to shit. Get your ass up out of here.
Acknowledge it first.
It's not nothing. You acknowledge it. I'm asking you what
I know what he said. I know exactly what he said.
Put it in your own words of what he said.
I know exactly what he said, but I want you to acknowledge you wasn't listening first.
What did he say?
No, look, he ain't saying nothing nobody should ever listen to. There's no way my son would sit there and tell somebody he's a white man. He called himself a white man, but he's gonna give me solutions. A white man can't give me no solutions. A man who consider
when y'all keep saying that he called
a man who Beanz, come on, man. I didn't interrupt you, brother.
That in that moment when he was speaking, he was
I heard what
he said.
Look at that, Beanz. This is the same shit he talks about every week, every day.
I don't care.
His rhetoric doesn't change. I know, and the same rhetoric he talked about last week and the week before, it doesn't change. That's the problem. You got weak ass dudes like these, and it sound like you part of that weak ass dude philosophy. Y'all believe is bullshit. I don't believe in that shit. There's no way. There's no way. I would teach my son to say he's a white man and the white man's whooping me. No, the white man ain't whooping me. The white man's whooping him. Like he said, when he seen the police, he runs. I don't run. I don't have no reason to run. I'll stand there, and if whatever I did, I'll face my consequences. I'm not going to run. What's running going to do? Make the situation better or worse? It doesn't make no goddamn sense. Hey, you motherfuckers are spineless. Just hey, JP, I give you credit for this. JP, I give you credit for this. At least you meant that you was a weak ass dude. I give you credit for that. Beanz need to say the same goddamn thing. He needs to say, I'm a weak man, and I accept whatever the white man does and say to me because I have no goddamn solution either. So I'm agreeing with what JP's saying. I have no goddamn solutions. That sounds like some weak shit to me.
You fucking retarded though, right? Because understanding is not requisite of me agreeing with it. I don't have to.
Oh no, you agree with it because you got the same mindset, same philosophy. So I agree that y'all all on the same page.
How do we have the same philosophy?
Because of the mindset. Y'all worship the white man. Because y'all worship the white man and y'all believe what the white man say and how the white man moved y'all. Y'all kowtow.
Right? How do I kowtow to the white man?
How do you? By your talking points, your victim Olympic mindset.
What's my victim? What's my mindset? How? Tell me what
I sit there. How many times I gotta tell you, dog? I said it like 3 times.
Hold on.
All you doing is just saying regular shit. You're not saying anything.
Hold on for a second. Let's do it like this. Every time, because now we making JP point talking about like we reacting like women. So nothing against the ladies, y'all. Don't take that as a shot. What I'm saying is he's talking and you just keep repeating how. Let him say how and then rebut what he got to say. I'm gonna drop back down.
Come on, man. Y'all have to be able to peep when this shit is just platitudes. When a nigga just saying something, he ain't saying shit, right? He keeps all you feel the same way. What the fuck does that mean? You think the same way. What does that mean? Show us, nigga. I've been doing this for 5 years and I ain't quit. As many times as I've been demonetized. I think that shows consistency and persistence. I own 2 businesses and so does he. But y'all don't see that part. All you do is look at what you don't like or what you think a weakness is, and that's what you stand on. But here's what he said for you retarded ass people, right? When he was asked what's the solution, his first solution was that we needed to unify. And the second solution was we needed to take up arms against the people who were doing harm to us. Now rewind the tape back and see that he said it. But the real question here is, why didn't none of y'all hear that? Why couldn't none of y'all repeat that? How come I could, but you can't? Right, exactly. Exactly.
No,
hold on, JP, it's my turn. We heard enough. Anytime a man sit there and calls himself, I'm a white man, and I'm talking like the white man, we shouldn't take no resolutions, no situations, no facts or information from that man, because you already showed you not for us.
That's a lie.
When you sit there and make the statement, I'm talking like a white man, because that's what you want to be. You look up, you worship, you relish, you think everything the white man say is true. So there's no way. I don't give a shit if he was saying shit right. I wouldn't accept it because you the goddamn sheep in wolf clothing. I can't trust you. I can't listen to you. I don't want to hear nothing you got to say. No type of resolutions, none at all. So why should I accept that him as his reasoning and all that behind? But then you agree with it. I understand why.
So can I agree to that? Can I respond to that? So, but
go
you
ahead.
listen to a white man. You listen, white man. You proud that your son or you go to school and get an education. In fact, you would call us dumb if we reject against the white man's education system. You are one of those dudes that's talking all fucking loud, but bitch, you ain't pulling up no motherfucking where. Pack your hoe ass down, chump. You's a punk ass, bitch ass, weak ass nigga yourself. And just because you ain't calling out hoe, why you ain't pulling up? You got a son that's in the sports, the same sports the other boy got drowned in. That should hit you something different than us. You should know how that is. Why your old punk ass ain't, especially in Louisville, Kentucky, you know it's racist out there. Your bitch ass ain't doing a motherfucking thing, so you are afraid. Coming up here and pounding on your chest, bitch, pipe your bitch ass down. Like you gonna do something. Shut the fuck up. You gonna do a motherfucking thing, but run your motherfucking mouth, coward. How come you ain't pulling up on them? How come where you at talking to them white boys? They're doing something to them black boys. You ain't doing a motherfucking thing. You up there in that house being safe than a motherfucker. Shut your weak ass up. Chump ass nigga. You up here running your mouth. That's all you do. Bitch. Don't fucking fight me and bitch.
All right. Let Hank respond. Let Hank respond. There was a lot. Go ahead, Hank.
Once again, I said it before. I protect me and mine. I've always said that. And I will forever say that. I will always protect me and mine. You got my last name, you got my protection. You and my family, you got my protection. You goddamn right. I never changed on that. No, I'm not defend everybody. Fuck your kids. If your kids out here doing dumb shit, fuck your kids. And fuck you too as a weak ass, trifling ass father or a mother or whatever you are. I don't defend everybody. I won't defend under these women because they not under my goddamn covering. Now, if they are, they family, I'll take care of them. If they ain't, good luck with it. I'm not going to stand up for motherfuckers who ain't standing on shit. And especially a man call himself the white man. What makes you think I want you on my goddamn team? You're a fucking turncoat. And for the record, my son don't play football. My son plays basketball. You ignorant, retarded, dumb motherfucker.
So again, this is what I would say.
But let me say this. Don't mention nothing else about my son if you don't want me mentioning about your daughters. Don't mention nothing else about my son if you don't want me mention your daughters.
So it's easy to say you only going to protect yours. The reason why Hank's saying is let's break down his science of his logic. The reason why he only want to so-called protect his because he don't really have no history of protecting even his own family, right? He can't pull up shit that showed that he would get out there and get down. So it's easy to say that he only going to protect his. Why? Because if something do happen to one of us, if something do happen to black women, it's gonna urge him, it's gonna force him to have to go out there and be a man. So all of this tough. So instead of doing that, he'd rather just disassociate himself from the niggas, right? Disassociate himself and act like and go play safe up under the white man's covering, right? So he don't. This is what I be saying about these niggas that's come up here talking. I'm already acknowledging where I stand. I acknowledge. I'm scared as hell to go up there and defend white men, especially we don't got no army. We didn't create no unit. Especially we didn't create something as a unit. One man against a whole army, you foolish. He talking out the side of his neck. So he is afraid. Let me ask you, do you got some receipts of you getting down and protecting the, I'm saying not by sending your kids to college, not by buying a house. Do you got history going out there and putting them up, getting out there thumping, bumping? Do you got history of this? Because a lot of niggas be sitting up here and saying, I'm a protector, but that's one part of the black man job that they never had to execute, is actually go out there and really show women and show their women and really show their children how they really get down on the streets. You skated through your whole life without having to actually get outside and get in the middle of the street scrapping. So you just been talking. You've been getting away with that shit.
Jay Prince, can I ask you a question? Does the same thing go for the gang members? They tough. And they lay it down and they bang on each other for colors, disrespect, and everything else. But they ain't going out there banging. That's right, Beanz. I had to circle back around. They ain't going back out there banging on those same type of people that you say need to be confronted. What do you think about gang members? What do you think about gang members?
Gang members, I put like this: gang members is I hate that y'all call them gang members.
They call themselves that. That's the only reason why.
On black unities and groups and organizations.
JP, do the people, real quick before you answer, do the people call them that, or do they call themselves that?
Well, there's certain people certain organizations in Chicago that is not calling themselves no gang. That's some like Crips, Bloods type of junk. I'm not going to even call that junk. And what's wrong with gang bang? Because you got the white outlaws. You got the Klansmen, you got the police department, you got the court system. They are gangs, right? You got frats. College frats is the gang, right? So you got a professional, legal, legitimate gang. So, but the black ones always get looked down upon. And they also got a no snitch rule. Everybody in America got a no snitch rule, but they want us to be the ones snitch. Yes, I would say, to get to your point, the black organizations and what we call gangs will be the first ones. All them cop killings or white folks getting deleted, it tends to come from thugs. The black conservative men like Hink and stuff.
Hold on, JP, hold on, JP, hold on, y'all. Wait a minute, JP, you just made two references of people banging for their family. And neither one of them was thugs. You named the father that went up there for his brother, and you named another, and you named another person who went to the police department, and neither one of them you said was an organized gang member. Or
there was. And you talking about Milwaukee? Them niggas. Is you cool? That's what I'm saying. You don't have to be a gang member. So we seem to think all the criminals in the cities is gang. All of them not gang. Some of them cliques. Some of them just thugging. Some of them. I'm saying the ghetto niggas is gonna the niggas that's raised with mom and them. It's gonna be the ones that go out there and put in work. At the end of the day, I wonder what BMU brought up when they was throwing them chairs. I guarantee you, them was hood niggas. The conservative hints.
Well, that's why you can't talk. And Bean, I like how you in line with Beanz is good at hopscotch. You was the king of hopscotch when you was growing up. I could tell. Let's go ahead and move on and get on through this. We're at 3 hours and 6 minutes. We're gonna wrap this thing on up. Tonight, I want y'all to understand that we were supposed to have the great debate, and that was JP debating Hink, and you was not supposed to get any of the over talking. Like we always know how it comes down to, right? JP was going to debate Hink on four talking points, 2 of JP's side. Hink was going to be able to rebut what JP had. Unfortunately, we had to postpone and reschedule that thing. So that great debate is going to come out this week, and we're going to get down to the root of some of these talking points. But we're going to do it where we're able to hear each other, and it's not just a whole bunch of screaming. Beanz, you can pull up if you want to represent and be his lawyer, his confidant, his therapist, and everything else, because we know that he's going to need it. I think he is going to make a lot of good points, and JP is going to make his as well. I just want to hear. I'm sure the audience really want to hear. Go ahead.
When I looked earlier, it was scheduled for the 16th. It changed?
Nah, I changed it from today. You're a little behind. It was supposed to be today, but I moved it to the 16th because we had to. JP had some other things going on to where we had to move it. But it is set on the 16th right now. We'll reschedule that sometime this week. Anybody on the panel got any last words before I go ahead and move us closer to the door?
Yeah, Jay Prince, you know, we've had our battles, but I see what you did with those points you made tonight. When asked directly what the solutions was, the first one you gave was unification. It took me by surprise. I know you think, I'm sorry, but I know you know that's probably a difficult task. But to your point, you're probably right. Unification would be the very first step, and then the second step, we would need an army. We would need some people who was willing to, I guess, to your point, take charges and take some of the L's that it would take to kind of like get some sort of revenge, some sort of eye for an eye on these people to kind of put some fear in them that we won't stand for it no more. So I appreciate you for answering the question directly and giving those two answers. And I also want to apologize for the barrage of ignorance that you've had to deal with tonight. I think it's a shame that most of these people on the podcast side of the game, they are the six-figure people. They got all the houses, they got all the money, they got all the PhDs and everything else, and still they can't separate the conversations from people with what they think about you from what's actually coming out your mouth. So I apologize that you had to endure that tonight. But I see what you did, and I think all of those responses were pretty good, bro. Even up to the last point that you just made.
Did you say what we think about him? This is what he told us. So these are facts. It's not what we think
so
about.
In conversation,
it's what he shared.
And this is the reason why I tell you. Hold on, Beanz. You're doing exactly what nobody's able to. Everybody let you just land. You stop talking, and Chrissy went. Go ahead, Chris.
So you saying assumptions? These are the things that he shared. He has
babies
with. Well, what did you say? I don't play word games. That's one thing I don't do. I'm real.
Why not listening better then?
No, you're not listening because you made it sound like what someone thinks of you. This is what he stated. This is what he stated. So it can't be what someone thinks of you if I'm dealing with facts. I don't deal with nothing but facts. So there's no way that just because he's diabolical. Anyway, I understand. It's hard for you. It's hard for him too. You'll be okay.
Yeah. All right. So what did his welfare have to do with tonight's conversation?
What does money and houses and everything else that you just named have to do with tonight's conversation?
But how can he leave?
Hold on, Chrissy. Wait a minute. I want him to hold on. He wanted you to answer a question about bringing up something that was
right, but it didn't get answered.
But okay, she didn't answer. Now I'm asking you the same question in reverse. You brought up houses, money, PhDs, and all that other shit. What they got to do with it?
Because I would expect more from those people, right? That's the point. We're telling people not to be lazy. We're telling people to be successful. We're telling people to achieve all of these things, whether it be high education or high earnings. And then somehow in conversation, but now look who's over talking, right? But I get it.
Because you done had the damn floor long enough, dog.
But you just asked me a question, TMAX. But you asked me a question.
You didn't answer the question.
I am answering the question. You asked me what did it have to do with it, and I just explained to you how. Because I'm expecting more from the best of us. How's that not an explanation?
You and JP, the only one brought it up tonight.
Brought what up?
Who brought up education, money, and all that?
She brought up his welfare. What did that have to do with the conversation, TMAX?
I heard that part when she brought it up.
Right. So what did it have to do with the conversation, TMAX?
But you, so you playing devil's advocate?
Right, but you're not gonna answer my question, right? What did it have to do with the conversation, T-Max? It's okay to say nothing because you know it didn't. It's okay to say nothing, T-Max, because you know it didn't.
I'm listening to you, Doc. I'm gonna listen.
Okay, so the question is, what did his welfare have to do with tonight's conversation, T-Max?
It had to do with the conversation.
Hey, check it out. I'm wanting him to. You gonna let me answer, or you gonna butt right back in like Florence from the Jeffersons?
Don't be quiet.
It had nothing to do with the conversation. I think that it was thrown out there to divert from, to take away from what we was talking about, which it made no point at all for her to bring it up, but she did. But then in reverse, you brought up the fact that when people got money and education and all that, they look down upon him and they still ain't doing nothing. Sounds like to me that nobody is doing what JP is talking about. So he's talking about you too. He's talking about you too. So what?
I never denied it.
I didn't say you did.
This is what I'm saying. You asked him, was it the gangbangers? He said it was every black man in America, right? Do you forget that? He said every black man in America.
Don't forget that. You act like I claimed
so that included me, and I didn't deny.
You act like I'm gonna let you talk because in your because of the higher education stuff. I think I don't have higher education, by the way. Just let you know. I'm the oldest one up here, by the way. With that being said, I'm gonna let you get it off because you can't hold not talk when other people talking, so I'm gonna let you ride with it. Go ahead.
Didn't you just cut me off a few seconds ago?
All the cutting off, it was you. So I'm gonna let you go.
Don't worry about it.
No, you got it. See, this is what happens normally when you give a person the floor, they don't want to damn have it. But
when I start talking, you cut me off, T-Max. All you gotta do is ask my chat. When I start talking, you cut me off, T-Max. Everybody has been seeing.
That part does not matter to me with your chat. I'm talking to you.
Okay, so I'm saying when I start talking, you're gonna let me finish.
If it wasn't for me bringing up the comments, I wouldn't even look at them. You're the only one over there communicating with your people in the comments.
T-Max,
I don't care what we having a conversation.
Absolutely. But T-Max, watch this. T-Max, I think you a real man, bro. The reason why I know it, because the shit you did the week before and what you just did now, which was acknowledging that shit didn't have nothing to do with the conversation.
Exactly. I said it didn't have shit to do with it.
Okay, so but my point was what I was saying to Jay Prince, what I said had everything to do with what I was saying to him. It had everything to do with it.
Like what?
That in this space, he and I also, and a lot of other people in this space encounter this very often. When I see black people who are doing well, I'm happy for you. I don't feel hey, listen, my man is shape. My man is intelligent. You talking about you ain't got no education, but you talk like an intelligent person. You talk like somebody who's been to school, right? So I'm happy for you. But if I tell you something about myself, and then from now on, in every conversation, you're going to bring that shit up when it don't got nothing to do with what we talking about, you damn right I'm going to have a problem with that. It's ignorant, bro. And I expect more from people who are doing better. Or what's the point of doing better? If you're going to behave the same way that folks in the gutter do, what's the point of getting out?
Mic drop.
So twice today you brought up somebody's money. This is the second time you brought up somebody's financial wherewithal and all of that. This is the second time you brought up somebody's education, Beanz, today. What's the purpose for doing that? What does that got to do with anything? That's the same thing.
I was making a point to Jay Prince. That's the point. I was talking directly.
But this is the second time you brought up financial and somebody's financial worth, how much they make, and all of this, and their education, all that. Y'all both. No, man.
I didn't bring up nothing about nobody on this pink. I didn't bring up nothing about nobody on this panel because I don't even know they fucking situations. So how could I have brought anything up about them?
Beanz,
I don't know nothing about their educational shit or their finances.
Okay, buddy. You brought up people's finance. You brought it up twice tonight. So far tonight,
What did I say it about, Hink?
You didn't say about nobody in particular, but you brought money up.
Nigga, shut up. That's what I'm talking about.
You's a weak ass fat bastard. That's why you and JP are lying, because y'all both got the same weak ass mindset. I think y'all jealous and envious for people who do have something in their pocket. I don't know why y'all so jealous and envious of somebody get a goddamn education. I don't understand that.
Right the fuck here in Louisville.
No, what you say? No, what you say?
You live right here, nigga. You ain't nowhere.
You know I do. You know I do.
All right, so
you ain't no fucking way.
You ain't crazy though.
I'm gonna have to keep it 100 with both of y'all. All right, so BMU, we're gonna do this right now. We're gonna go ahead on and round it on down.
I want everybody. I'm sorry.
Go ahead, baby. Go ahead.
Out to Jay Prince, he did mention that he wanted that we need to unify. I wanted to know, did he just mean the black men, or did he mean the black men and women? And if I missed it, I'm sorry. Did he mean black men and black women? And if so, was he speaking about the same black women that he disrespects often?
All right, JP, you get to answer that question uninterrupted, and then we're gonna go ahead on the end. JP gonna be the last person that speak when he make his point. Go ahead, JP.
Okay, yeah. So primarily black men. The reason I really ran this bonnet because this is what black men look like, and this is where every other man see you as. It's feminine, right? For every other race of men in America, they view you as feminine, right? And so because you ain't standing on shit, so I'm not really so much talk about black women because black women have submitted to the system that's whooping her black man ass, that's doing all kinds of shit that's turning their sons gay, that's doing all kinds of shit to our race. So I'm not talking about unifying with somebody that's playing in the system that's been used against us. So I think this black man, we are on our own. Black women got protection. They okay with that protection. So I'm not talking about unified with black women. I think black women and black men is divided. Black women, you not our team. Like you can tell how the way they present themselves, white skin makeup, the white girl hair, and the reason that biracial making babies is the numbers going up higher because black women want the white man's baby. They think that baby is the prettiest. So we not trying to unify with no black woman at all. This is something for black men because at the end of the day, men among us men got the respect of men. But it seems like black men is the only ones that's not getting respected. And the reason why I would answer the money situation because they redirected us from the original fight, the Civil War March, and all this other type of stuff, and gave us a new fight to chase, and that's chasing money. Anytime the white man is the gatekeeper of your intelligence, the gatekeeper of your information about who you are, there's no way that you're gonna be able to stand up there and fight for them because everything that you know about yourself come from your enemy. And I was only saying you have to divorce yourself from that curriculum, from that God, from their money, and recreate and reinvent your own shit.
Come on now. You good? Okay, cool. All right. With that being said, man, listen, we can go ahead on and wind down. Anybody else on the panel? Not asking nobody no questions so we can continue the conversation, but anything that you want to add and say at the end, make it short, and we're going to get up out of here. And that even includes Beanz and JP. Anybody got any last words for tonight's conversation?
I think a lot of y'all, but this like, man, bringing up what he got going on, his personal shit, bro, it's unnecessary. It's just not something I do. I don't tear down people with what I know about them personally. I just use what we say on these panels. That's all I do. I don't care about what you got going on in your personal life because I wasn't there to help you get through it or over it or build it or nothing. So I just don't like that part. But other than that, I still got a lot of respect for Chrissy, TMAX, Hank, Ashley, One, RT, BMU, of course, Jay Prince, everybody who's been on the panel earlier. But, you know, I'm just, this me, bro. So if I wore my welcome, I'm fine with that. But
nah, dog,
it's not gonna be quiet about.
Listen, first of all, hold on before you go and doing, you back on that Florence shit, right? So how I roll, homie, how I roll is matter of fact, let's get this straight, right? I'm not a YouTuber. I promise you I'm not a YouTuber. This is some new shit to me, right? I don't even speak like one. The words that we using up here that people say you can get flagged and channel taken, whoop they do. This is a space I come to be who the fuck I want to be, right?
There you go.
You use the R word, the retarded word that people say don't use up here. You streaming to your channel, BMU streaming to his channel. Guess what? I didn't stop. So we know that word ain't popular on this platform, but I'm not a YouTuber. So with what you said a while ago with people in these social media spaces and doing all this other stuff, I am not. What I am is all the way authentic with myself. So you made one reference right there and at the end that don't use people. And this is what I tell, and anybody that I talk to about these topics, I always say they're general. I literally said it before we started the conversation tonight. You say don't tear somebody down for their personal stuff. You said we only use what was talked about on this panel, right? That's a double on top. That's an oxymoron because he talk about his personal shit on these panels. You can't tell me one personal thing that you, other than maybe a couple relationship topics that I brought up, and I've scraped the surface with that because I'm not bringing my personal view up here on this panel. I'm literally keeping it general so we can have the conversation. So if he brings his shit to the panel and somebody else weaponize it and use it back against them, you can't then fault them for doing so. The same way that when he went off on Hink and Hink wife in the comments and he using all Hink personal shit that I knew nothing about, nobody jumped in front of that shit and started saying, whoa, 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 that's dead wrong. When he went and attacked Ashley last week, I stepped up because it's a person on the panel that we talking personally. Now, she did bring up her personal shit that he didn't agree with. Let's keep it a buck, homie. What Chrissy said didn't have no merit to the conversation, but she ain't lied. She just said it was facts. So when we having these conversations, man, I would love for everybody to keep it real. When we bring up money, it's funny how we can. I'm gonna tell you something. This ain't got shit to do with you, Beans. I say this everywhere I go. I listen to people very well. When it's funny how we can chase everything else, and there's no problem. I'm talking about black men. Let's do this. Let's do this real quick. Hold on. Y'all take a seat. Let's do this real quick. We can chase everything else, and it's glorified. It's not even looked down upon to use as a weapon. JP, on these panels, everywhere you've been, you chasing pussy. Nobody talk. Oh, bro, please don't let me go back in the archives. What? When I say that, listen to what I mean when I say that. I'm not saying you on panels chasing the girls on the panels. I'm not saying that. But I can go back and show you when things are different going on in your personal circumstances or situations, the girl on the boat chasing ass. Titties, right? The girl on the paddle boat that you brought on live. Because I'm making a point right now to Beanz about personal shit being brought to these lives. Tell me when I'm lying, JP. You can unmute.
Yeah, so I'm not chasing pussy. Hold
on. So hold on. My point is, for you having it or flaunting it, that's not chasing to you, right?
No, once they coming to me, I'm not chasing.
Okay. So a person having money and flaunting it, that's not chasing it to them. But you saying that people that got something care more about. Hold on. Go ahead.
The difference is me getting pussy is strengthening up the numbers that y'all say that black people is at 13% and compared to 50% of whites. So I'm actually helping building the numbers up.
No. Oh my God.
Whereas chasing money, you playing into the people who created the system that's destroying, that whooping your ass. That's they shit.
The only reason,
that dollar bill that you're so proud of getting.
I give you one credit, bro. I'll give you this credit right here. You were smart enough to, like you say, procreate with those who not going to hold you accountable. They're going to hand it over to you. Because if you didn't have yours, you would have to chase more than what you're doing right now. Or, I ain't going to go there, bro. We're going to leave it at that. All right? What I'm saying is, I just made the reference. That you will hold up, but you won't. Yeah, I'm going to let you say something real quick. Hold on, I'm going to let you say something. You will hold up on camera a piece of ass that you just met. Literally, you're telling the world you live your life through here, right? So the girl on the paddle boat, you told the whole world that you just met her. And you held up, kissing her on the paddle boat. Oh, baby. And they at your house, all the other stuff. You'll hold that up. But the minute that somebody got something that you think is worth a currency, you saying that they are chasing it or holding that up more than going out here fighting for the struggle. Why is that? Hink wasn't lying. Hink wasn't lying when he said y'all bring up money. And there's a reason behind that, by the way. But go ahead.
So the last power that we do have as black men is reproducing themselves. That's the last thing that we got. I would say building family for black men is the last thing we got of infrastructure. Build a family, building your own family, that is an infrastructure. And it brings generations. If we allow everybody else to take that away, we have lost it. I do not agree with a lot of black people, the conservative people, they neglected to reproduce themselves. This is why the numbers is low, and then the Planned Parenthoods is at 18 million been deleted, right? To just go work up under the men. You take pride. Not only we take pride, black men take pride in going in their army to get treated like a hoe. You take pride in working their system, chasing their money to redirect you from the original fight. So the white man allow you to make money, and that's all you see. And that money is not helping you. That money is not going to keep you going.
I got
Give you no power.
I got you. Hold on
Me
for a
having
second.
kids gonna give me power.
Hold on for a second, Beanz. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna end the show like this right here. I'm not talking about what JP said or what Beanz have said or Hink said. We're gonna do it like this. Ladies, do y'all have anything else y'all want to say before we exit? And then I'm gonna go to the fellas last. Ladies, anything?
It's just hard sometimes to take JP seriously because again,
hold on. Because if we do it like that, it's gonna keep going.
You're right.
Do you got anything to the conversation? And then we're gonna exit.
Nope. Thank you for coming out. God bless you and good night.
All right, that's what's up. Chrissy True Blue.
This is a very interesting conversation. I think men need to stop being delusional and hold men to the full accountability that they're supposed to as men being a leader. Yeah. And I will be streaming on TikTok after I get off there.
I got you. I'm gonna end the show just like that. Go ahead on RT.
No, I don't have anything else to add, but it's been interesting tonight. That's for sure. That's
the second week in a row for you. Third time's a charm. I promise you it's gonna get way more interesting next week. Going over to I'm gonna leave BMU for next to last. BMU, I'm coming to you. Beanz and JP, without calling anybody's name, so the conversation can keep going. Y'all already had y'all chance, so I'm gonna go over here to Hink. One yourself, and then we'll take it to BMU. Go ahead, man. Hink.
So if we really gonna come together, we gotta come together. Not just with the men. We gotta have the women. The women's gotta be included into this struggle. There's no way we can do it without the women. So to make a statement saying we're just men, that it's not gonna work. It's never gonna work. It's never will gonna work. In no place, no country, no city, no state, there's no way it's going to work. We're gonna have to come as a unit. If we're really gonna do this, it's gonna take a hoe. Because we're gonna need our women, like somebody was saying, to reproduce. Well, in order to reproduce, you need the women to reproduce with. To build more community, we need to come together as husbands, wives, and make children. In order to do that, we have to. There's no way we could just do it as a bunch of hard ankles think we're going to get something done. That's not how it's going to work. Because we're going to have to do it legally and on the forefront. So it means we're going to have to do it in courtrooms and in them streets. Both sides. So us men have to be willing to fight. The women's going to have to be willing to do whatever they need to do part of the in order for us to come together. I landed there.
All right. Go ahead on one yourself.
I just want to say, man, appreciate you for having me, my brother. It was a great conversation tonight. And I want to thank everybody on the panel tonight as well, because y'all had some interesting takes, and it got my brain thinking on what you guys were saying or whatnot. So I just want to say, man, I enjoyed this conversation tonight.
All right, man. We'd like to tell you, bro, you're welcome back anytime. We do have more civil discord here and there, and everybody can get a point across whenever Beanz and Jay Prince is not on the panel. But they both are welcome back at any time as well, because, you know, I don't run nobody away or run from them. BMU, go ahead.
On behalf of the show tonight, man, thank you for having another good show. I appreciate it, man. I'm still cheering you on about the 1,000 subscribers, and now we're looking to get up to 3, 4, 5, and so on and so forth. So I support that, man. Shout out to everybody on the panel, Mr. Beanz, Hink, One Yourself, man. Appreciate it. RT, Chrissy, Ashley, as always, man. Thank you so much. And anybody that's watching right now, If you have not hit the like button and you've been entertained tonight, if you have not hit the like button, you have done us a disservice. So hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Let us know that you love us. Let us know that you're there. Let us know that you support what you've been watching. And we will see you guys on next week. I'm looking forward to another great conversation. And to Beanz and everybody else on the panel who are also alumni of the infamous Fight Club. We ask that we do not have those set of rules here, but however, listen to each other so the audience can hear us when we have those disagreements, because it's also good to have discord, but when we're on topic, pause. But when we have separate things going on, everybody needs to be able to be heard. So I appreciate you, TMAX, man. Much love to you, brother. Oh, and Hank, man, good to see you, my boy.
That's what's up. And with that being said, man, we're going to go ahead on and do it like this. Immediately following after this, probably about another 10 minutes, there will be a live over on TikTok. That's her name, Chrissy True Blue, at Chrissy True Blue. She's going to go live. That is after hours for TMAX Network. It's called All 4 Seasons, as you see it down there in her description. She is definitely going to be cooking over there. I can't wait to hear her topics. And it gets a little bit stormy at times, sunny, rain, snow, sleet. It's a lot of stuff be going on over there. But Beanz, if you were to pull up over there, you would have to really watch what you say, because that platform would run you away without you knowing it. Okay. So with that being said, man, this has been another episode of the Content Creators Lounge. I'm your host, TMAX. Lord have mercy. Y'all be good, man.
Father God, I come before you today, head bowed and body bent.
TMAX, I give it up, give it up, give it up, give it up, give it up. Thank you, brother.
Lord, I want to thank you that last night my bed didn't become my cooling board.
Welcome to the Content Creators Lounge. Curated by TMAX, yeah, you know the name. Powered by TMAX Network, where creators speak freely and authentically.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Yeah, welcome to the Content Creators Lounge. TMAX set the tone, let your guard come down. Yeah, this ain't surface talk, this real life sound, where truth and timing always come around. Yeah, open mics, open hearts, no filter here. TMAX in the room, voices loud and clear. Yeah, from the culture to the community, lifestyle dreams to accountability. TMAX says, say it raw, say it proud. Every story matters in this crowd. No scripts, just moments we allow. It's more than content, it's movement now. It's the lounge where creators shine. Yeah, TMAX vibes with perfect timing. From growth to laughs, we intertwine. Not just a show, it's a state of mind. Content Creators Lounge, tap in. Built by TMAX, where real ones win. Every episode, pull you in. Yeah, this an experience, not a trend. TMAX bring the voices to one space. Different perspectives, same safe place. Entertainment, growth, and elevation. Real conversations, real time creation.